Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is Genshin Impact. And we are starting Act 4 today for Nod-Krai. The team we have today is Clarand, Fischl, Barbara, and Nahida. This is just something that I put together, honestly. And it probably will be like good for Quick Bloom, I think it will be. I'm trying to obviously make teams that are going to be fun for me personally. And I feel like, this is going to be like a fun enough team for me as well. And we haven't used Clarand in the videos yet, which I think has honestly been a shame. So here she is. I don't know if there's like multiple other teams you can use as well. I'm not denying that also. But this is the team we're going with right now at the very least. Oh, wow.
Oh, do you think the others are making good progress? Hope it's all going smoothly.
I thought they were doing a cutscene with the creature there. I was like, okay.
Oh, hey, look! They made it back as well!
I love that Flynn's looks like he's always doing a catwalk.
Flint's! Lama! How did it all go?
All is well, thank you. Nefer and Yehoda had to stay at the curatorium to wrap things up.
Okay.
So they won't be joining us for now.
Fair enough.
I ran into Miss Anefa and Miss Aino on the way back. Their work is still in progress, so I suspect they won't be back for a while either.
Everyone's working really hard. Really, really hard.
You seem rather cheerful today, Mr. Flint.
Oh, really?
I certainly am. I achieved what I set out to do and came away with more than I bargained for.
Yeah, more than you bargained for?
Fighting alone can get quite tedious, but I had
Wait.
the good fortune to run into a pair
Wait.
of brave young warriors.
Wait. Was that Albedo's boots?
We meet again.
What?
How have you been?
I saw the kneecaps on the boots and I was like, is Albedo? Wait, who's behind you? Who is that behind you?
Albedo! What are you doing here?
I guess you're here to see Varka?
That would be a natural assumption to me.
Who's the... Wait,
It's also the correct
who is
one.
that?
These two courageously lent me a hand while I was fighting the wild hunt.
These two?
When they told me they were Sir Varka's colleagues, it all made sense.
Who is it? No way.
And given how people of outstanding talent tend to cross paths,
Yeah.
it's no wonder you're already acquainted.
I mean, yeah, we're best buds with Albedo.
So, who's your travel buddy, Albedo?
Who is it?
Why don't you come and introduce yourself?
What the tail? Is that?
A gentleman of few words, I
Yeah!
think, and a
Oh
rather
my
stern countenance. I presumed you were acquainted with him.
Is this
Is that
Durin?
not the case?
Is this Durin? Oh my god, like what a cool design. With the heart on the chest as well, the horns. The pink hair. This is definitely the outline of the silhouette we saw in that cutscene for sure, by the way, for sure. And it makes sense since they're with Albedo. Those horns must be...
It's nice to meet you again.
Oh my god!
We've technically met before.
That is insane. This is Durin. I did not know we were gonna meet Durin like this, like quickly. The design is very fun, isn't it? It's very fun. Because I think it keeps like the kind of like because one of the things about like Durin as a dragon was that like he had like this very vibrant color to him, like he was this like very, very adorable character, and here we have this like again a vibrant design. The purple is still there, but now it's kind of just like in human form. The horns are so cool though. This is such a fun design.
Wait a sec! You're Mini Durin!
Mini Durin.
That's right.
Oh my god.
It's me. I'm glad to see you again.
He's adorable. Honestly, look at this design.
By the way, he says it's okay if you drop the mini.
Oh my god. We can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. It kind of like, you know what, again, we're talking about like in Nod-Krai, they have a lot of like, kind of like, I feel like some gothic designs sometimes, right? And in this case, it feels like kind of like, I don't know, like vampiric again, right? Another kind of like vampire style kind of design.
Yeah, I'm not as mini as I used to
Of
be.
course, but you're always going to be mini to us. Oh my god, I love like the kind of mullet as well. Very fun.
Interesting, isn't it? The first step towards blending into human society appears to be reflecting on whether one's name really reflects who they are.
So Durin is going to be on the banner then. that means we're gonna have to like you know, obviously like I want to try and get Farina if I can, but like I think it's one of those situations where like he's gonna be on the banner then sooner rather than later. We're gonna have to like save up at some point as well.
Wow, you look so different. In a good way, of course. It's great to see you
Oh, the
looking
little
so
smile.
healthy.
Looking so, that's a great way to put it. Looking so healthy, looking so happy. Legitimately though, like I think it's just like such a shock, right? It's such a stunning shock to see him here as well. But I think it's a great translation of his design. I think it's a fantastic translation because you still have like again the vibrant colors, you still have the adorable like face and the smile and stuff like that as well, and you still have the horns. But it's just like in main, it's like in human character form now. I wonder who picked out his outfit. Maybe he picked out his own outfit, hopefully, you know? Because either way, it's adorable. If he picked out his own outfit, that's like the most adorable thing ever. Like, you know, oh, I'd like this, like, really, like, pointy coat, you know? Or if, like, it was like, you know, him going shopping with Scaramouche and Albedo, I'm for that too.
Thank you, Paimon. And although you're as mini as ever, I understand that diminutives don't always convey endearment. I'll be sure to simply call you Paimon as a sign of my great respect.
Look at
for
that,
you.
Paimon. Someone is so, oh my god, look at the spikes in the back of the hair too. But yeah, Paimon is someone has great respect for you. And a lot of people do respect Paimon a lot, and we love them for it.
Wow, you're such a smooth talker now. Paimon could get used to this. From now on, you may refer to her as your esteemed guide, Paimon.
Little Paimon is pretty tiny after all. Actually, I actually think a diminutive is warranted here. We'll say this as a funny thing, but because I don't know. We'll say I don't either one.
Personally, I think our little Paimon is the perfect
I agree,
size.
Llama. I agree. Everyone respect Paimon. Paimon talked like a granny there to you know, Durin. When Durin said something really sweet, she's like, "Oh my god, he's becoming a little smooth talker."
When people call her little Paimon, it's just because she's so adorable that they can't help themselves.
Oh my god.
If that's not a sign of endearment, what
You're
is?
so right, Llama. You're so correct.
You're absolutely right, Miss Lama. My brother still
My
has a
brother.
long road ahead of him when it comes to understanding human relationships.
I can't get over this design. I love that they kept it being like kind like, you know, still kind of like I would say like there's like, you know, I said vampire nature, but it actually like has like some like dragon like features as well in terms of like the sharpness of it as well, right? But they also kept like again that vibrant like adorableness of Durin so intact.
Anyway, speaking of long journeys, didn't Columbina, leave with you? How come she isn't back yet?
She's been catching up with old friends. Wouldn't be surprised if she stopped for a cup of tea.
Oh my
Or
god.
10 on the way back.
They love tea as well. That group, they love tea.
Uh-oh. People are
And
talking
the Dave is here
about
as
me.
well.
Hope it's nothing negative.
This is so good. This is so good. Like, look at this group here. Look at who we have here. Insane. Seems like she's in much better spirits after meeting her own colleagues. Yeah, they did their tea party. I cannot believe Durin's in the background here. Look at this. It's so crazy.
Judging from your expressions, I'm guessing it all went well.
I can't. By the way, it's so. You know what's so crazy is that like, yeah, it's crazy to have Durin here, but the fact that Albedo's here, Nod-Krai as well, is like, you know, it that should have been the most like that should have been like one of the biggest moments ever. Like just like the name showing up, it's like Albedo's here, and I think it's like one of those situations now where it's like Durin like overshadowed Albedo, but then I'm remembering now I'm going back being like, well, Albedo's here too. This is crazy.
It's getting crowded here. I'll go grab some
Look
chairs.
at this group. Look at this combination of characters.
No need. This is a job for an alchemist.
Oh my god.
I'll whip some up
He's
momentarily.
like, what if I create some?
Thank you for your hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, but I was merely escorting my friends.
And you're gonna
back.
stay.
I'll be meeting Sandrone shortly, as we still have some things to discuss.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure, everyone. But this is where I'll say
Oh
goodbye.
my god, are you actually not gonna? She said, well, again, it makes sense, I guess, because she did like hold up her end of the bargain. She got like the power that she needed, I guess, and also like Columbina is in a much better place than she was before. Sandrone is probably much better for seeing the Knave as well. So if she does want to leave now, I understand. I would like her to stay, but
We really appreciate your help.
No, thanks for standing by. And she still, and in all fairness, she kept to her word, because she said to us as well afterwards, right, that she said she would want to work with us again. She said she would want to see us again. And it sounded very professional at the time, but like, yeah, she totally like stood by her word.
Oh, come on. Spare the formalities. I'm just glad I could help out some true friends.
Yes.
I understand. Well, bye for now, Arlecchino.
Yeah, 100%. And her saying like some true friends here as well. Like, I totally think that's like, you know, first of all, it's a fantastic thing to hear her say this anyway, but like, it totally makes sense, like, from her perspective to like, you know, because again, in her line of work and her time as like head of the House of the Hearth, the experiences that she's gone through, the people that she's met, like, it would be like unbelievably difficult to find people that you actually consider like a true friend. You know what I mean? And it means a lot for her to show affection in any way, to be like, you're a true friend, because, you know, her whole life even now is trying to be like, seem colder so she can prepare the House of the Hearth people and the kids in the House of the Hearth, all the kids in the House of the Hearth, for the coldness of life, you know? Even though they know that she adores them. So like, it is like, it's a big compliment. It's a big compliment to get a true friend from Arlecchino.
Oh, this place is hopping. It's probably a good thing one of us left. Otherwise, we might not fit all these people in.
Wait, it's popping in there?
Are you saying we're about to run out of chairs?
As a matter of fact, I am. Come on in and
There's more people in here as well? An elegy of the faded moonlight. This is fantastic. What a way to start. I mean, it's not surprising that everyone's converging on Nod-Krai, right? Like, that's the thing we heard before, but it's just like, it's just the people that showed up is what's crazy. Again, like, it's one of those things where like Nod-Krai is about like, it's a melting pot of like a bunch of different people and different cultures, and they all come to one place, you know, for different reasons. It is like 100% you know, it's supposed to be that, but it's still surprising seeing these characters. What the hell is happening? What are we doing here? Dainsleif as well? Dainsleif as well. He's just here in the flesh outside of the he's here outside of the freaking Dane quest. Dane, it isn't your time. Your month's off. Your month's off. But I guess it makes sense that he would show up at this moment as well for the stuff that's been happening with Rerir. Holy hell. Are you telling me in the space of 2 acts you had the Knave show up? You had Durin show up, Albedo show up, and now Dainsleif is showing up as well. Like, what is this game? Oh my god.
I overheard your little chit-chat outside, by the way. With Miss Columbina's colleagues
who's standing
gone, we should
here.
be back to the original crew plus the other colleagues I brought in.
This is insane.
Though, it looks like we have another new face. Someone else managed to rope in a colleague,
Oh my god,
too?
he didn't even like explain himself that much. He's just standing there being all Dane. Like he's doing a Dane on this. He's probably here for us.
Frankly, you and Paimon are the only people I know.
Oh, this is like when you get to a party early and like you're waiting for your friends to show up. Like, oh my god. Like Dane is just like, look at the way he gets a little calmer when we show up as well. Our buddy.
This here is Dainsleif, colleague of Tibet's greatest guide, Paimon, and greatest adventurer, the Traveler. Well, not exactly colleagues, more sort of...
100%. Colleagues of the Paimon and friends of one. No, genuinely, that's such a great introduction.
When someone else jumps in to do the announcing, you know you're speaking to someone.
Oh, you have
important.
Flins. You have no idea. This is. I would say more than any other character in the history of Genshin. When he shows up, like the whole community, like it generally feels like whenever his missions like show up or whenever he shows up, I feel a collective like. And I didn't get to feel it fully until like I was there at the time when his Dane quest showed up. Like when we did his Dane quest last time, I didn't fully feel that until then. It really felt like the whole world was like pulling up seats and like, you know, sitting cross-legged on the ground looking up at him as he talks. He has this community in a chokehold constantly with his lore and his information. Whenever he shows up, you know things are gonna happen.
3 years ago.
Yes, 3 years ago.
Once upon a time.
Money mark!
Let's hear what he has to say.
Note to self. Once Paimon knows your name, the rest of the world will soon follow.
Days like can't nothing sacred anymore.
When he comes looking for us, it's usually
Yes,
something
100%.
important. guessing you've heard about the Wild Hunt then.
I'm so happy.
From the looks of it, you're about to hold a meeting. If I were to say that the Wild Hunt is our mutual enemy, would that earn me a seat at the table?
You already have the seat at the table. If anyone denied your seat at the table, I would tell them to F off. I would tell them to go home. Actually, I don't think I could do it. I'd probably just reason with them. I looked at the pool of characters here and said, no, I don't think I could. Yeah, I'm never going to go over the fact that we're looking at this group of people. I'm sorry, guys. It's never going to be sane to me. Look at this. It's never going to feel like, I don't know, it's going to be always fresh and new.
As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mr. Dainsleif, there's a seat with your name on it.
You're going to want to hear what Dane has to say as well.
Though, I can't promise the same for everyone else. Hey, Albedo, think you can rustle up a couple more chairs?
Let's go.
After all this time apart, Grandmaster Varka's first order is to rustle up a couple more chairs. I've missed this.
That sounds like, it's something you would have asked him to do back in Mondstadt as well. I can't get over how good Durin's design is. It's so vibrant.
Is he being sarcastic?
I think it's probably just a great memory they have,
Hey, he's your brother. Why are you asking us?
I've still got a lot to learn about the nuances
Okay.
of human conversation. Trying to decipher Albedo's way of speaking has been like jumping in at the deep end.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like learning, socialization from Albedo is probably not the best thing. Not that Albedo doesn't have friends. Like, people love Albedo, but Albedo, the way he kind of speaks to people is very, kind of direct sometimes as well. I remember a question I got in the Q&A was, when we see Durin in the future, what do you want from his character? And I genuinely said that I wanted him to have a mentor type of thing where he's trying to learn how to be a human properly and all this stuff too. Properly, quote unquote properly. You know what I mean? Just learn stuff like this, human conversation and nuances in human conversation. But I thought it was going to be it would be really cute to have the Wanderer, a Vaughn, be the one to teach him. But this is also good too.
Oh, good point. I'ma get you now. Don't sweat it. There are people who go their whole lives without getting the hang of it. You're ahead of the game already.
Look at you, Paimon, head expert art encouragement. It's true though. Legitimately, Durin already you're being a base level polite, which will get you a lot of places. There is, Paimon's so right in saying there's generally people that will go to their grave never knowing how to truly be polite and again, I know there's some people, by the way, who can't socialize very well because of different reasons. Maybe their cognition is different and the way they see the world is different. Maybe they have a difference about them that makes their brain work in different ways, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I'm just talking about rude people, you know what I mean? What the?
I wonder what's taking Nefer so
The tears?
Perhaps you should go and check in with her. If anyone can hurry her along, it's you.
Yeah, best buds.
I just got back from the curatorium. Besides, aren't you curious to see what's taking her so long?
Are you curious?
Miss Nefer doesn't strike me as the type to share secrets. And since gathering intel is her specialty, I'm guessing she'd prefer to keep her methods confidential. Under such circumstances, would it not be tactless for me to impose?
Oh, but it's fine for me to impose.
He's saying exactly that.
What can I say? You have an unrivaled ability to garner people's affection, Miss Moonchanter. Besides, you have far more in common with her than I do.
Not a bad thing to say here.
All right, then.
I mean, I do think that Llama has a way around Nefer more than anyone else does, for sure. I'll never get over Durin's design.
Impressive. She barely fought back at all. I admire your powers of persuasion, my friend.
I mean, you can say powers of this is a great shot, by the way. You can say powers of persuasion, but legitimately, this is an album cover. But he's just right. He's just correct. I do think that Llama going to Nefer would be way more effective than Flynn's going to Nefer, right? He's just correct.
As I'm sure Miss Llama will realize soon enough, the trick in life is to always pitch in with other people's responsibilities so that you can be selective with your own.
Is he saying that if you help other people, then you can have the freedom to work on your own stuff without people nagging at you or something? Or are people expecting more of you? I don't know.
Another trick is to simply hide in the background.
I mean, I guess so. I can't believe Albedos is here in Nod-Krai.
Spoken like a true sage.
Oh my god. You two get along. You two be best buds. Right now.
Anyway, looks like we've got some time to kill before the meeting. Let's take a little breather, folks.
I think that you guys should we shall have a chat.
Feel free to chat amongst
Yes.
yourselves. We'll get down to business once the other two
I think everyone
arrive.
should hug. I think we all should give a big group hug. Okay. I thought the game would agree with me as well. Chat with everyone. Oh my god, it literally is chat with everyone while you're waiting. This is so great, guys. So, this is fantastic. This is amazing. And we got Dane is here. Durin is here. Look at this. Look at Durin. Look at Durin. And look at Albedo's here too. Look at these two characters looking across from Durin and Columbina. So I heard you have the best new design. I heard you have the best new design. Let's not fight whoever who has the best new design. You both have amazing designs in different ways, okay? Don't fight over it. Dane is here, Varka is here. Yeah, like this is really incredible. What they're doing really good in Nod-Krai with the whole Rerir stuff is they make it feel like so important just because so many characters are... And like, this isn't just like something that's like specific to Nod-Krai altogether, but I do feel like the difference is with other regions sometimes, like say in Fontaine, it's part of the story again in a different incredible way. Like I feel like a lot of Fontaine's story was a lot of like, you know, people kind of like, you know, denying that there was a problem for a while and denying that there was an issue, while some people believed and some people didn't, and people kind of like, you know, hiding away. And we don't blame people for hiding away, by the way. I'll never like blame certain, you know, people like Farina for being scared and stuff, I guess, too. And denying like, you know, the idea of the prophecy and all, you know, all this stuff, like 100%, but it's just different, right? But I do love the idea that like, you know, there is like this urgency to Rerir, and the pacing is almost dictated by Rerir because Rerir is going so fast, all these characters showing up so fast to be like, we have to do something now, like really does like make it such an interesting way of pacing it. Just like, as we said, like, you know, if you go to like trying to think of another example here. If you go to like Inazuma, the pace is dictated by, you know, how far the rebellion wants to go. You know, the pace is dictated by like the most like aggressive party, and I feel like that's always the thing that Genshin does very well, because that's the thing that happens in life a lot of ways too. You know, in a lot of ways, like the pace in Fontaine was trying to be dictated by like by what was happening with the prophecy. But it was a very interesting way they did the stories. They had like people like kind of like, you know, pushing back on it a little bit and having a lot of roadblocks along the way. Yeah, I think pacing is always done really well in most cases. Before we go any further, I do have some more wishes on Farina that I want to do. I want to thank Yassassin, who's absolutely incredible. Like, it was just like literally a random thing. Like, I was playing the game and then literally just playing the game. And then like these gems popped up on the screen and I was kind of like, what the freaking hell? Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible. I'm eternally grateful. So grateful. Nobody ever has to give anything, by the way. I want to make that clear. Whoever has always given something, I'm so grateful to you. But like, you guys just being you and being here is always just like enough. It really is enough. But I thank you so much for this, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, we can do some wishes on Farina and see if we can get anything from this too. I'm not saying we will, because again, it's one of those situations where it would just drive up our pity a lot. So like, we could still like, you know, we're guaranteed to get Farina on the next 5-star pull, and also we can try to go for some Calais constellations as well. Yao Yao. Why did I think that was a 4-star all of a sudden? Oh, okay, we can do it like that as well. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, when it's 4 stars, I have no problem doing it like that, but yeah, I'd rather just like also see it like this, like you open up a Yu-Gi-Oh card pack. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What we're looking for, some constellations in Calais. And another Yao Yao constellation as well. So, now my pity is driven up a lot, by the way. So what I'm going to do is over the next while, I'm going to continue to wish on Farina. If we don't get Farina, I'll still have pity enough and I have a guaranteed character. So then I think what I'm going to do then is probably like save up for like either Columbina or Durin, whoever comes on the banner first. That's what I'm saving up for then. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. And who knows, maybe in the next, like, in between this video, I might decide to save up for those characters. But I do know that, like, Farina would also be really useful for my team as well.
You're both awfully quiet. Why don't I start us off with
And okay. That's so adorable that Columbina and Durin didn't know what to say to each other.
Have either of you ever had your portrait painted? If not, I'd be glad to
That's an
help.
icebreaker?
That sounds like a lovely idea. You know,
He's a great artist, Columbina.
I dabble occasionally.
He's an excellent painter. Tables, chairs, people, dragons, you name it. He'll
Oh my
paint
god,
it
the
for
compliments, Albedo. The tail is so crazy as well for Durin.
I'm flattered.
If I ever get the chance, I'd like to give it a try
That'd be so
myself.
cool. Pick up a paintbrush, a pencil, get a new hobby.
I'll bear that in mind. Anyway, how about you, Durin? What sort of portrait would you prefer?
This is really interesting.
Oh, I'd be fine with
No,
anything.
pick something.
Whatever style feels best
He's
to
so,
you.
like, accommodating.
Very well. Then I'll play it
It has
by
to be
ear.
adorable.
You can replicate any style I want.
I can try. If you show me a sample, I'll do my best to
Very
match
fun.
Thank you. In that case, I'll dig up some reference material for you.
That's awesome. Again, a little casual conversation. Nothing too crazy. It's just like literally like, again, like trying to break the ice a little bit. But yeah, like I find that so adorable, like how like Durin is so like complimentary of Albedo, you know, and again, it's always interesting to see like one of the Fatui Harbingers or former Fatui Harbingers kind of like, you know, talking so casually with people as well.
You're both.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were gonna get maybe a different dialogue. That's my bad.
That sounds like a love.
I dabble.
He's an.
I'm flattered.
If I ever get
I'll bear that in mind.
Oh, whatever style.
Very well.
you can replicate.
I can try.
Thank you.
That's cool. Okay, let's talk to this character who never gives any lore ever whatsoever. You know, never, ever, ever.
Is there something you'd like to say to me?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. For starters, why'd you just show up here without even giving us
I feel like that's what he does all the time.
If you think back to our previous
Yeah.
interactions, you may recall that that's hardly out of character.
Legitimately, that is exactly what he does.
You do have a point
Dane
there.
shows up and goes, "Once upon a time," and then leaves. Sort out your accommodation? Yeah.
Oh yeah. You'll need to find somewhere to stay the night too, right? Want to tag along with us?
Yes.
You never know. We might get a group.
Okay, so Paimon definitely is the grandmother of the group. If we go together, we can get a group discount, you know?
Sure.
Oh my
Let's do
god!
that.
Great.
That's awesome.
And in return, we can get Dainsleif to be our very own personal bodyguard.
That's sweet though. Paimon, you're thinking out loud again. It's very sweet.
If that's what you had in mind, you should have said so sooner. I'd be happy
I love how
to
we're
help.
just like buds with like, you know, a cursed Conrian basically, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay then. Paimon was only kidding, but good to know.
Dane would protect us though. You, at this stage he would.
Anyway, since we're all here together, we might as well watch each other's backs. That's just what friends do.
Exactly. Exactly, Paimon.
Indeed. Thank you.
So true. So true, Paimon. So true. Chat with everyone while you're waiting. And we have Varka too. Yeah, like that's just the friendship that we have now at this stage. I think it's like one of those things where like Dane like does show up, he says once upon a time and he like leaves, you know? But along the way we do make that connection with Dane, and we've been through like I think it's such, even though they're like shorter quests than like the main quests sometimes, the stuff that we've been through with Dane and the information we've seen with Dane like is enough to make, you know, you forever forever a you know, solid friendship, I feel like, you know? Let's go talk to Varka and Flynn's.
Truth be told, I can't remember the last time I was in a meeting with so many people.
You're not alone there, my friend. The Lightkeepers also struggle to bring everyone together for a serious discussion.
Oh, for real?
I don't doubt that. I've only ever met two Ratniki, one being you, and the other being that young guy, Itlua.
Luga?
Itlua is a good apple. I'll give him that. He's kind, honest, and regularly delivers supplies to my lighthouse. A true Ratnik to the core. In that sense, he puts me to shame.
So you're what? A fake ratnik? That's what it sounds like you're saying.
No.
But I get the feeling that's not quite what you meant.
Varka's like the type of guy that says, "Hey, you said you don't like you like pancakes. What about waffles?"
Come on, why the awkward silence?
Because...
Sorry. I'm not even gonna bother trying to hide it. You've known all along,
Wait.
haven't you, my friend?
About him being a fae?
Now, that was an awkward silence.
Let's just keep this between ourselves. Probably best if Eloa doesn't know, huh?
That goes without saying. Gotta be careful what you share with youngsters, after all.
Anyone else in the know? Let me guess. The Traveler and Paimon?
So this is kind of interesting as well, that like, you know, it was clear that Varka was maybe trying to get some information, like trying to get some confirmation, I guess.
It's dangerous being too sharp for one's own good, you know.
Varka obviously has a I think it's probably his experience that lets him, like, you know, understand like who he would tell, understand who would know, understand what he is. Like, again, he's like one of the most experienced like adventurers ever, right?
Then, in the name of the Animo Archon Barbados himself, I swear your secret's safe with me.
Swear to Venti.
When we went for drinks, you said that you and Barbados were practically best buds. In the light of that claim, do you really expect me to take your oath seriously?
I mean, legitimately, like, I think that, like, you know, when you went for drinks, first of all, it was very, very cool. But, like, yeah, it was probably, they probably became best buds over drinks as well amongst that.
Of course. Just as long as you don't go spreading around the fact that I'm close with Barbados, all right?
Fair enough, then. Nothing like a bit of mutual leverage to seal the bonds of friendship.
True. And in some way, you know? You don't reveal my secret, I don't reveal yours. So here's Never again. Oh my god, the eyes. She's such pretty eyes. But they're so, like, always, like, there's like an air of, like, snark that just pours out of them all the time. She's great.
Ah, Miss Nefer. You made it after all. But what about Yehoda?
Is Yehoda okay?
I'm here to give you an update on how things are going on our end. Once this is over, I'll be heading straight back to continue my work. I left Yehoda back at the curatorium to watch over things while I'm gone.
Okay. I mean, when Yehoda does a job, she does a good job.
So much for just this once.
Shh! Not so loud! We're on a roll here. What if she remembers and
Yeah.
suddenly decides to back out?
But I love that, like, Paimon's always been, like, really, like, has had great input, right? But, like, I feel like sometimes, you know, because, like, she's comedic relief, people don't notice it as much. But I'm glad that they're putting it, like, on the surface, like, constantly around now. Like, Paimon is still being funny and adorable and comedic relief sometimes. But, like, she's had, like, some fantastic input over Nod-Krai and, like, some great instincts as well. Because this is so true. It's like, yeah, like, quit while you're ahead. You know? Quit while you're ahead. We got Nefer to help again, you know?
Did you say something, Mr. Varka?
Huh? I didn't say anything. Right, Flints?
Why you look at the Flins? You made your own bed?
Must have been a frog. They get so noisy around here at nighttime. It's like they're putting on a concert in the background.
I feel like Flins and Aurora would get along really well.
Anyway, before we begin, there's a few introductions to make. Let me start by saying that it's an honor to be speaking before so many distinguished colleagues and collaborators.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah.
First up, we have Miss Lauma. As Moon Chanter, she's the leader of the Frost Moon Scions, a local religious community in Nod-Krai. Then there's Miss Nefer, boss of the Curatorium of Secrets, an intel gatherer extraordinaire.
See, we already, like, knew how important this meeting was with all the people here, but actually, like, it's kind of cool that, like, if he is going to name everyone now, it is very cool, because it's like, yeah, like, look who we have here.
Nefer is leading the investigation into Rerir's background, assisted by Yehoda and Lauma. From the little I've heard, they're making some great progress. Over here, we have Mr. Flintz, a ratnik and guardian of the abandoned lighthouse. In our last operation, he courageously distracted the wild hunt to buy time for the rest of us.
Yes.
For those of you who've never met, this is Mr. Albedo, a renowned alchemist and captain of the Knights of Favonius investigation team. By his side is a new face for us all, myself included. Mr. Durin, who has come to lend his aid.
If he said what Durin fully is, like, I feel like his would be the most, like, shocking title, you know? Used to be a dragon, you know, created by Gold herself. And we found him inside of a summer event storybook, created world. And then alchemy was used to turn him into a real boy. You know, like I feel like leaving it as you know, new face is probably a good idea.
Next up, we have the Moon Maiden and former Fatui Harbinger, Miss Columbine.
The smile on her face is the nod. She's like, yeah, I'm part of it. Because she wants to be part of the team now.
Then we have the Traveler, who's earned more titles than I could possibly hope to list
True.
out, so I'll spare you the rundown.
True.
And Paimon, the ultimate travel companion,
Yes!
and quite possibly
Yes!
the best guide
Yes!
in all of Teyvat.
Varka, 10 out of 10 character, 10 out of 10 character. And I love he says, by the way, more titles you can possibly list out as well. It's so true. You know, like from Honorary Knight to the Savior of Liyue Harbor, Rebellion Leader, you know, in Inazuma, you know what I mean? Like all these different titles throughout the entire time, you know, like he's pretty much known as a savior worldwide as well.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Great turnout.
Incredible cast of characters.
Miss Nefer, it looks like you might have another job coming your way. So, congratulations on the booming business, I guess.
You think I haven't got enough on my hands as it is? Who's looking for me now?
Who's looking for me now?
That would be me, Miss Nefer.
Oh.
I have a commission for you.
Never. You need to understand that this is a guy you want, you know, needing a scratch back.
And you are?
Who I am doesn't matter right now.
Stayed.
What does matter is that I'd like you to gather more intelligence about the Rerir of Solnari.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's not as if we never take on anonymous commissions. But in your case, I'll have to decline.
No.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say your job's probably more hassle than it's worth. Something about you seems like bad news.
Never. Bad news is always around when Dane is around, but like I think it's more of like it's like a false equivalency. He just happens to be there. That doesn't mean he's the cause of it.
It's my eyes, isn't it?
Your beautiful eyes.
Conrian, I assume.
Oh, okay, that
And
as well, I
what's with the
suppose.
mask? Are you trying to hide your identity?
No.
In any case, the fact that you're even still alive raises an awful lot of questions for me.
And again, by the way, I'm not trying to like shame Nefer here like at all. I never would, because like again, I love that like they showcase like that she is like a very like shrewd businesswoman and like understands like what it means to get involved with people that she doesn't know and stuff like as well. It actually makes her character more impressive that she's like, you know, putting up a little bit of like a barrier here, you know? Even if she does agree in the end, you know? And of course, Dane, like, I'm feeling like a little bit down here as well, because again, it's like, oh, I'm not trying to just hide my face. I'm not trying to hide my identity. You know, this was a dude who we heard in the flashbacks was a very cheerful guy, you know?
My name is Dainsleif.
There we go.
And yes, I am from Conria. As I'm sure you're aware, the Rerir of Solnari's real name is Rerir. He was once an acquaintance of mine.
Really? Then you must have been quite an influential figure yourself.
He was beloved.
You flatter me, but none of that matters anymore. My point was simply to clarify why I have asked Miss Nefer to investigate Rerir's background.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I wouldn't pass up the chance to invest to like, work with, in some way, the person who, like, knew Rerir personally.
So you're both from Conria, and it sounds like you used to be friends. What am I missing here? Surely you already know how he became one of the 5 sinners.
I mean, Dane knows more than anybody. Dane is fully aware, and you can tell it hurts him every single day.
I'll tell you everything I know. The history of Conria, the names and identities of the 5 sinners.
Wait.
I remember it all like it was yesterday.
Wait, are we getting story time with Dane? But we're like, it's obviously we know about the 5 sinners and stuff, because the stuff with Conria and all this stuff too. But is it possible that we're gonna get story time, like where we get like more expansive stuff on this?
I have never spoken openly of this before. But the truth was exactly as people say. The 5 sinners were each driven by their own desires, and it was by playing upon these that the Abyss tempted them to their fall, tearing Conria apart in the process. The visionary, Vedafenir, who wished to foretell the future. The wise, Haroptatir, who sought limitless knowledge.
I actually like might just take some screenshots here, because I know I'll remember it, because like, yeah, his brother wanted to see into the future. Haroptatir wanted limitless knowledge. But I'm still going to take a picture. I might as well, right? There's nothing bad about taking a picture here.
Gold, Rhine-daughter.
Terrifying.
Who desired to create life. The foul, Sertologi.
Also terrifying.
Who pursued supreme strength.
It's so interesting to hear him say this all like in a row.
And last, but not least, Rerir of Solnari. Rerir. Ravager of the moon.
Yeah, the obsession with the moon, right?
Of the 5, Rerir is the only one who remains a mystery to me. He never harbored grand ambitions. So what changed in the space of a single night?
Interesting.
How did he come to fall like the others?
Right, because we saw in the flashback that well, no, here, let's make it clear as well, by the way, because one thing I got wrong about looking back at the things there, I thought it was like a faction war between the two, between the Eclipse and the Crimson Moon faction, but it was actually like a bloodline thing. So and I already said it was a bad thing that he was doing as well, but it's even worse than I thought as well what they were doing there. And again, Genshin's not shying away from that. They're not sitting here saying that what they did was good or anything like that. But there is a thing where so I'm trying to preface this because when I say to people that were his friends, he was never this person who seemed, I guess, that was oh, I need to take over this or do this, To them, it was probably just he wants to be with Tholundis, and that's it. That was his true thing that he wanted in life. So it's probably interesting to see what is it, because we know that there was an obsession with the moon. We heard about this obsession with the moon, right? And the fact that he fell into the reflection of the moon. But how did it lead to that?
In other words, you're saying that his change came as a shock to you, and you have no idea what actually happened?
That's right.
He's saying he's being honest about this too.
You mentioned how the Abyss tempted them, which led to their fall. But what did that look like in practice? And what other context can you give me about the events of that time? The more detail you can give me, the better.
Yeah, I'm all for that as well.
Strangely, now that it comes to it, I hardly know where to begin. The fateful night took place during the era of the Eclipse dynasty. One day, my elder brother, the visionary, Vedafenir, was summoned to the palace by the Vinster King.
Oh, wow.
Only for the king to gouge out his eyes and cast him into the dungeons.
Isn't that kind of the Vinster King sounds pretty that's a very ironic, disgusting punishment, right? For someone who likes to view the future, the visionary, to have his eyes gouged out.
When I came to hear this, my fury knew no bounds. I gathered together every ally I thought I had.
Wow.
And together, we set a night to storm the palace and free Ved.
The way he said thought, though.
Centuries on, the memories of that night still haunt me like a never-ending nightmare. We broke through the palace gates, just like we had planned, each striking towards our separate targets. But then, I was betrayed.
Oh.
Even Vedafenir, the very person I had come to rescue, abandoned me.
That is
and partook of the Abyss's power.
That's so brutal. It's because he said that I thought I out, so maybe during the actual place, he was betrayed. But he said even Vedafenir, which means that other people betrayed him and his troop as well. The betrayal and the pain that Dane must have felt that day. He came to rescue his brother, and his brother still partook in the Abyss that night.
So, it's personal after all. Then tell me, Mr. Dainsleif, what price are you willing to pay? You, of all people, must know that nothing comes for free.
Oh, he knows more than anyone.
I cannot say what price would be worthy of such a commission. But know this. Rerir was not always a madman. Believe it or not, there was a time when he was just an ordinary man, working for the Conrian intelligence service.
Do you think that Dane doesn't know fully about what this is? Because the way he says it, he was just an ordinary man working for the Conrian intelligence service. We know that Rerir wasn't always just an ordinary man. He was on the forefront of snuffing out and killing a lot of people of the Crimson Moon bloodline, right? So do you think Dane, from his perspective, the way he's talking about this, sounds like he thinks he's just someone who's gathering intelligence for the for the Vincer King, because even the way he talked about before, it was like, hey, like she'd be so chuffed and happy to hear your job. So I wonder if he didn't know fully about that.
Uncovering the truth of Rerir's past is the only way to unravel this mystery. But before you decide if you will accept my commission, I will tell you more about him. Enough,
Okay.
I hope, to help you plan your next move.
I mean, more info is always good.
Sounds pretty good to me. Feels like we just flagged down a random passerby, only to discover he's actually a master strategist who has a score to settle with our enemy.
Must have been all this good karma I've been building. I mean, like, I'm legitimately, Varka, this is what happens with Dane. I'm telling you, he shows up and says, once upon a time, you get the biggest lore drop of your life, and he leaves.
Can I borrow your halo? It could be useful in the lighthouse.
Hey, enough with the wisecracks. Besides, isn't that lamp of yours bright enough already?
Paimon says, don't be joking about my traveler being good. He's a good boy.
Relax. It was meant to be a compliment. If that was a little over the top for your liking, I'll make sure to tone it down next time.
It seems sarcastic, but he probably meant it in real.
I'll give your proposal some serious thought, Mr. Dainsleif. Let's speak in private once the meeting is over.
Before that, there's a few things I'd like to share.
Zach? You recount meeting the knave and how the iridescent moon marrow was retrieved from the... Oh yeah, of course, yes, 100%. You make it clear that the knave chose to help you of her own accord, then conclude by reporting how the hearts of the three moons are finally in your hands. Yeah, in 3 different spaces, right?
Now that we've united the hearts of the 3 moons, your power should be greatly enhanced. But it seems like that hasn't happened
This is
yet.
answering my question from the last time, if I was wondering if it's actually happened, like she's actually been... her powers have improved, but it seems like it hasn't yet.
I believe it will take a little longer.
Okay, we can buy time, right?
You've done so much for me, so I want to be completely honest with you all. Even though I'm doing a lot better now, the truth is, my recovery will likely be an ongoing process.
Right.
From the moment I was born, my power has been slowly ebbing away. And that is because Tevat has never accepted me. Even with the moons united as one, it seems my rejection cannot be undone.
So that she talked about that sapping of the power, and it seems to be from like a rejection of Tevat. She's not supposed to be here, which makes sense why maybe she wants to like return to the moon.
So far, I have yet to find a solution. It may turn out to be a problem that will plague me until the day I finally leave this place behind.
Yeah, and that's why she obviously doesn't see this place as like her true home in this sense. Hopefully, you can make it feel like she's welcome, but like she doesn't see this place as like as welcoming to her on a grand, world level.
Even so, I will do everything in my power to help you drive out the Rerir of Solnari. As Arlecchino put it, this is not about chasing the spoils of victory. It's just a gesture of heartfelt gratitude.
And that's the thing. I do agree. I do think that she is like so grateful to have friends.
Kutar.
Legitimately. She seems a lot more energetic and positive than she did when you first met. 100% she's opened up.
Defeating the Rerir of Solnari will be no easy task. While my strength slowly recovers, we'll also need to gather more intel.
Very well.
Naturally. We should take all the help we can get if we hope to defeat him.
We've considered several viable plans now, but our choice hinges on the answers to a few key questions. Is it even possible to kill Rerir? What experiences shaped the person or monster he became? And what's he really after?
All these very interesting questions, and all of the answers to these are something that like we'll be glued to the screen to figure out.
Given Albedo's expertise in alchemy, I think we should leave him to try and answer the first of these questions.
Okay, yeah.
Understood.
Albedo's like, yeah, I can do it, no problem.
As for the other two, I'm afraid we'll have to count on you again, Miss Nefer. Believe me when I say it's not my wish to burden you. But right now, relying on your skills is our only option.
So you're placing all your hopes on me, huh?
110% Nefer.
We can't thank you enough for agreeing to help us. Honestly, I can hardly believe how lucky we are.
You sure have a talent for changing your tune, Miss Moonchanter. Timid like Yehoda one moment, then Flintz's insincere flattery the next.
Ladies, please. I must object to your portrayal of me. That's all. Feel free to keep bickering. Just pretend I'm not here.
He's like, I just gotta say one thing. Now just go on ahead.
I almost don't want to leave this room. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
I have faith in you, Miss Nefer. Something tells me you'll stand by us until the very end.
Oh my god, there's some flattery right there.
Oh? And what makes you so sure of that? What if I suddenly decide that my compensation is insufficient?
This isn't about the money. I can sense that you've got a deep-seated distaste for Rerir.
Wow.
And knowing you, that alone is motive enough.
And Llama does know Nefer, so Nefer just like hating Rerir, she believes is gonna be enough for her to be kind of like, yeah, I'll help you out.
Look at them getting along so well.
Don't say anything.
Like 2 peas in a pod.
Don't say anything. Don't ruin the moment.
And I'm the one they accuse of insincere flattery. There is no
Exactly,
justice.
Flintz, exactly. Don't ruin the moment. Everyone just needs to be quiet, let Llama do her thing.
Miss Lauma, you have to understand something. Unlike you, I don't actually enjoy having everyone's hopes on my shoulders.
I guess.
Is that right? Well, maybe the fact that I'm willing to put my hopes in other people says more about me than you. But the fact is, I also trust you. And that's because I know that you're someone we can count on.
Never. That's so sweet. That's so sweet what Llama just said. Come on, Never. Oh my god, yeah, come on.
Anyway, we've got our plan, so let's get moving.
I love that, like, she's like, oh god. The things I do for this lady.
Mr. Dainsleif, let's talk. And Traveler, once we're finished, if you've nothing else planned, I'd like you to come with me.
Sure thing.
This whole experience is teaching me a lot. For instance, I now know that when other issues come up in the future, I'll have far more luck getting Lauma to convince Miss Nefer than trying to do it myself.
I feel like you're not going to be able to call this favor every single time, Varka.
Hate to say it, friend, but that's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while.
Yeah, honestly.
Why? You think I've got it wrong?
Quite the opposite. But what makes it so hilarious is how long it's taken you to realize.
I think it'd be very unfair to always use Llama to convince Nefer, right? I feel like that, you know what I mean? I feel like now it makes sense, but like, you know, let Nefer still run her business. Nefer, Dainsleif, and Dainsleif converse intently for quite some time. From the gravity of their expressions, you can tell how heavily the next stage of the plan weighs upon both of them. They're both. After a short chat, Albedo and Durin head off with Varka on what they describe as a sample finding mission. Oh god, we're doing real alchemy here. Llama steps out for a while, then comes back. Sand comes back loaded up with an emergency medicine. She tells you that while people rarely expect to get hurt, it's their duty to be ready when they do. 100%. Yeah. You and Paimon wait patiently for Nefer, content to see how well everyone is working together. Once Nefer is finished, you follow her and Llama back to the curatorium. Lovely stuff. All is foretold, it's called. All is foretold. Are we going to do that thing again? Do you think? But yeah, such a fantastic scene. I think what's so great about like seeing all those characters together is that like, you know, their personalities are on full display, and like obviously when they're interacting with each other, they're all thinking about what they're going to be doing about like the real threat of Rerir here. But you also have like, again, like when I say like Genshin doesn't like betraying their personalities, I think it only like 2% of the time it happens where I feel like, you know, maybe like a world quest, it's like, oh, the Traveler's acting weird here. But like you saw it there, like, you know, Dane, like 100% was like being Dane, you know, talking about like the information that he knows. But in a way too, like I love that they didn't have Nefer just be like, oh yes, I'll help. You know, Nefer was like, you know, putting up a little bit of barrier, which again, that's who she is. But there was like all these divvied up like missions, all these ideas that everyone had to like you know, Beta's going to find stuff with how to defeat him with alchemy. Nefer's going to find the information on who he is and like his past and stuff like this as well. Dane is going to help Nefer with that stuff as well. Also, Llama's getting some stuff with the healing stuff. Like, it was a really cool scene. It was also really fun too. Like, it was really fun seeing everyone talk to each other. Hearing like Columbina talk about how like she's trying to pay people back because she genuinely does like appreciate the people that have helped her so far. It's no longer just this idea of a transactional thing. It's just you just like, and you could say that's transactional, but I mean like I don't think it's I think people always mistake transactional with reciprocal. Where like transactional is like, you know, where it's like I helped you out, now you have to help me out, whereas reciprocal is just like, oh yeah, like you helped me out before, like, and I'm so appreciative, like, yeah, I'll help you out, no problem, you know. It's more just like, yeah, that's what friends do, you know, most of the time, and there's no pressure to it. And she's doing it because she wants to, not because she feels like she has to at this point as well. It's just great stuff, great personalities, a great way of looking towards this stuff with Rerir. Makes Rerir seem dangerous, but also like has like a really fun scene with all the characters together. It was really cool. I think we're legit getting more of this information. Are we? Is it? No, this is the thing, right? Is it? This is the room we did it in, right? If we're actually going for this, this is awesome.
Thank you for waiting.
Yehoda's here too.
That's okay. We actually used the time to help Dainsleif get a room at the hotel.
That's so cute.
That's very considerate of you.
Yeah, I'll wait here. He's like, we come back and he's like there in the middle of a circle of people. Once upon a time, there was...
Now, I trust you share my curiosity about Rerir's past.
Oh my god.
And you seem fairly familiar with Mr. Dainsleif already.
We've known each other for quite some time now.
We spoke at some length after the meeting. He was the one who suggested I should invite you to join this operation. He feels confident that these secrets will be safe with you.
Great stuff.
Dane has a lot of faith in us, that's for sure.
Thanks for your trust too, Nefer.
Likewise. I appreciate that you got right on board without interrogating me about why I invited you. It shows that you trust me to explain everything in due course.
You've been more than reliable. More than reliable.
That's because we know what you're capable of. We appreciate you too, Nefer. You might have been forced to help in the beginning, but this time, it was your choice.
Yes, 100%. And even if she was like, you know, even if it was a deal we made now, like she's still one of the most reliable people when it comes to information.
That's one way to put it. Another is this, that once a decision's been made, it's set in stone. After that, my only goal is to see it through. Alright, so here's how it is. I'm going to access Rerir's thoughts again using my confidential method.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you've seen things like this before on your travels, so you're surely well aware of how dangerous it can be.
Okay.
The reason I've gathered you all here is to ensure my safety during the proceedings. I plan for us to enter the fragment of his consciousness together, and once inside, I will focus on searching for information.
So like for protection, I guess?
Think of this as a diving expedition into someone's brain. If I'm the diver, you are my safety equipment, tasked with keeping me alive while I'm under the surface.
Makes sense. Let's go for it.
Once the ceremony begins, we will all be spying on privileged information. But in the interests of safety, you must remain absolutely silent at all times. We will discuss our observations after the ceremony has concluded.
Fair enough. Whatever you say, we'll go with.
Lastly, any individuals of a weaker constitution are advised not to partake in the ceremony. In any case, Paimon has her own job to do, which requires staying in the room, but not joining the ceremony.
Is that what you want, Paimon? Never conspicuously left the details out of her confidential method. I guess her brain diving techniques are a trade secret?
Well, good luck, everyone.
Okay, if you're okay with that, Paimon.
All Paimon can do is cross her fingers and root for you guys.
Yeah, and you're always needed, Paimon. Just remember that, okay?
There's a little more to it than that. I was being serious when I said you have a job to do. While the rest of us are inside Rerir's mind, it's imperative that we have a team member on the outside.
Yeah, good. No, Paimon's always like, yeah, Paimon is always useful. And I don't like calling people useful, but you know what I mean? She's always like very like, she's always good to have around, always.
In the event that something goes wrong, you will be our first responder. I don't anticipate any issues, but the extra level of safety will be greatly appreciated.
Very cool.
I second that. This is a dangerous operation here, and you're our whole rescue team. That's pretty much the most important job in the crew.
So Paimon's gonna be the rescue crew? I mean, again, I have faith in Paimon that she can do her best.
So, Paimon's like the lifeguard?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, got it.
Because people can say whatever they want about Paimon, right? They're wrong, by the way, if it's negative. But Calvin, what about my opinion? Wow, there's a trash bin over. Look at that trash bin over there. You put it there, maybe. I'm joking. Of course, you can have an opinion on characters. But like, Paimon, like, whenever we're in like danger, we've seen this, even seen it here. She will attempt her hardest. She will go right into the fray. Rerir nearly like killed us, and she's right there in the middle of it, trying to drag us out of it. She is dependable as heck, and she will try her absolute hardest to help us out.
Good. Please take a seat. We'll get started momentarily.
Paimon proved the hate is wrong every single Archon quest. Every time.
So, did Mr. Dainsleif tell you anything else?
He told me that he believes Rerir kept some big secrets in his life. He's not sure that they were the cause of his eventual downfall, but he's asked me to uncover what those secrets were all the same.
So that's very interesting about that, like the way they're doing this, because like Dane is like you know, he knew this guy, but he knew that he was keeping some secrets, and it's interesting that he has to turn to someone so like hundreds and hundreds of years into the future. He finds like this information broker in Nod-Krai that can help him out with this, you know.
But surely you're not planning to go through with this, no matter the cost.
No matter the cost.
If you think that, you'd be overestimating me. I'm a businesswoman, not a mercenary. But I do have my own professional reasons for taking this job. You think I'd turn down the opportunity to get a first-hand glimpse into Conrian history?
True.
No chance.
So true. Can I say as well, I love to have Yehoda like doing stuff in the background. It makes it feel very natural. But yeah, it makes perfect sense that like Nefer would want to like, you know, find this out. Who wouldn't, right? Especially if you're someone who's like so into the idea of information and like and having all the cards in your hands with all this information. Like knowing like stuff about Conry is like a massive advantage in like so many situations we've seen throughout, at least in our life anyway. Like our journey, like, you know, has been a lot to do with Conria.
Well, as long as you don't let morbid curiosity get in the way of safety concerns, we're good. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
You're such a killjoy.
She got incense candles, almost feels like a summoning ritual. Seems like Nefer still has no intention of sharing your trade secrets, but it's not exactly the moment to pry. 110%, yeah. Let the master do her work. I see there's a chest on the table. Could that have something to do with their intel gathering methods? We're very curious about this, right? Honestly, I'm just really willing to go along for the ride. I'm just like, yeah, let's go for it, you know?
All right. I'm good to go.
Maybe the Traveler's like a better person than I am, you know? He's like, is this on the up and up?
All set over here too.
I'm ready as well. Yeah, it's really cool how they had Nefer in the back, Yehoda in the background, doing a lot of like different manual stuff. Like, cause it makes it feel like a very natural scene.
Promise, Paimon, you'll be extra careful.
I will. Again, she's like our mother sometimes. Pinky promise, Paimon, for sure.
All right.
Thank you so much for caring.
Let your whole body relax. We're about to begin.
Let's go.
Close your eyes.
I was gonna close my eyes in the actual real life too. That might not be good for a video, to be honest. Back here with this architecture.
Could this be his office?
A lot of like shining things around here.
Standard setup. Bookshelves, paperwork, files. According to Dainsleif, Rerir used to be an intelligence operative. Chances are there's plenty of top secret intel stashed away in this room.
Oh my god.
Is this where you keep your secrets, Rerir? Can't say I'm not looking forward to this.
I do like she's excited about this as well, by the way, because again, we talk about adding layers to characters. Yes, she's like helping us. Yes, she's like doing something that's actually like very good for us. But also like, it showcases her like, you know, her desire for information, and the field she's in is not only something she's good at, she gets excited about it, you know? Here we go. Oh my god, we're back here with this architecture. No matter what, all the time, this always feels, to me, Anyway, this always like feels like being in like Conrian architecture. And I know, like, you know, I talked about, I made that mistake, you know, was saying like, you know, the idea of like it's you know, like say like Enkanomiya as well, like, but I feel like it's that type of like cold stone architecture that makes you feel so like scared for, you know, it's like there's like a weird like magical feeling to it that feels like, you know, you shouldn't be here. This music as well.
A file tucked inside a folder. The title reads, Dear Breakfast Shop Owner. It's a list of names.
Some names.
But at this stage, I have no idea who any of them even are.
Right, that makes sense. Dear breakfast shop owner. Again, the idea of a breakfast shop here is an examine device.
Wonder what kind of encryption technique this is. Seems like it has to be inserted into that camouflage device nearby. Aha. It's an audio recording.
Please, hear me out.
What? We've audio logs?
I can't shake this feeling that someone's been spying on our house. No, I'm not being paranoid.
Oh, that's scary.
It's true.
It's so scary as well, especially with the stuff that the Eclipse Order were doing as well.
I saw someone dressed in all black. It was a couple of days back, but that was on another street, not near my house. I swear, I know what I saw.
Could that have been Rerir?
There's a note in the margin. Surveillance of the Runfather residence has concluded. We apprehended the target and filed the mission report last night. Could the voice in the recording belong to one of Rerir's targets?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. They got rid of that guy. Do you think he was maybe like Crimson Moon bloodline as well? Maybe, possibly. Shining light on the table here as well. Is that like from a light above? It is. Like, it's actually the beautiful skylight up here. It's gorgeous. There's stuff over here as well.
Bookshelves full of documents. Looks like these are all files, packed with the personal details of individual Conrians. The Crimson Moon dynasty preceded the eclipse. Since Rerir worked as a secret agent during the latter, it stands to reason that he was tasked with purging remnants of the old dynasty.
A horrible way to put it. And again, I'm not saying like she's horrible for saying this, but if you think of it like when you just think of like how it makes you feel, it makes your skin crawl a little bit as well, right? The purging of remnants of the old dynasty. Killing, you know, ending the life of the old bloodline of the Crimson Moon, of the predecessors of the Knave.
Yep. Lines up exactly with what Dainsleif told me.
Again, I'm not saying that Nefer like put it the wrong way, by the way. What she said is very true. A purging is like a great way to put it, 100%. So interesting being here, guys. Like, it's so, like, you know, it's great getting all this information, but like, I think you guys maybe feel the same way. There's a coldness to this. There's like a feeling of like, again, we shouldn't be here. And it's kind of scary. Like, I'm so afraid of what else we'll learn. Examine mirror.
He looks even gloomier than last time.
Oh, he's gotten darker.
What's changed?
Do you think his eyes have gotten a bit darker too? Definitely, for sure. That's very cool that she's able to like, oh, we can sit down?
He looks even gloomier than last.
Wait, what is this? Oh, so we actually do have to sit? Oh, wow. That's the first time sit has been a part of the quest. The mirror stuff is so interesting to me.
Today's files are in. Time to wade through them, just like usual.
Are these targets?
Male, 51. Occupation, cook. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant.
Dear Lord,
Has
Rerir.
maintained frequent contact with other descendants over the past year. Poses a threat to the dynasty.
Poses a threat? How so? Just because he's talking to other people? Imagine that you're talking to other people that are in, like, you know, the Crimson, like, and you just get, like, killed for it?
Neutralized.
Oh, you killed him. Oh my god, and we have to mark it out?
Should be archived under purged targets.
Legitimately though, like, the fact that the game is making us mark out the pictures themselves, like, is 100% intentionally supposed to make us feel the weight of what this is. 100%. Wait, we actually have to archive it? No, we have to grab more? Oh my god, is this a manual
Female,
gameplay aspect
23.
of this?
Occupation, office clerk. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has maintained frequent contact with other descendants over the past year. Poses a threat to the dynasty.
If all it takes to be neutralized is that you are talking to old members, imagine that you just literally are basically to stay alive. You have to not talk to anybody from the Crimson Moon basically for extended periods of time.
Neutralized.
Once again, this X.
Another one for purged targets.
Is so freaking heavy to me. The fact that they're making us do it as well.
Sounds like she was that other man's daughter. Never mind. What's it got to do
You're
with
doing
me?
the neutralizing. That's what it has to do with you. The fact that the mirror as well, that we have to look at our own reflection as we're doing this too. Look, he does look a lot gloomier, right? The circles around his eyes are way bigger. This is so dark.
Male, 40. Occupation, teacher. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has been observed making contact with other descendants during the past year.
Oh my god.
Poses a threat to the dynasty.
You see what they said this time? It wasn't frequent. He just made contact.
Neutralized on...
Is that a kid? Is that a kid in that picture over there?
Just another nobody for the archive.
Just another nobody. This was a person, Rerir.
Come to think of it, I remember surveilling this man. A case like his never would have been considered a priority in the past. Huh. He barely even interacted with other Crimson Moon
Let's stay on that thought process. Let's stay on how crazy that is. You barely have to do anything now to get killed. You barely have to do anything.
Female, 16.
16.
Occupation, none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has been observed making contact with other descendants during the past year. Poses a threat to the dynasty.
Rerir. Jesus freaking Christ.
Neutralized.
Oh my freaking god. A 16-year-old had contact with other people who are like her. It's so freaking dark.
Filed. I have no recollection of this girl. None whatsoever. She doesn't seem to be anyone important.
Everyone's important.
But then again, how many of them really
Everybody's important. Rerir, here's the thing, right? He already has this question in his mind of wait, why did I have to kill this guy who didn't have much contact? And now he's trying to, again, people do that to protect their mind. He's brushing the idea away where it's well, this girl, is she even that important? I mean, who is important anymore? You know what I mean? That's a kid as well, right?
Female, 13.
Rerir.
Occupation, none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has been observed making contact with other descendants during the past year. Poses a threat to the dynasty.
I'm saying this as writing-wise, this is an insanely important thing that Genshin is doing. Forcing us one by one to look at all these people, these kids, these children that have been neutralized and killed on this path of the eclipse, and forcing us to cross out their pictures with red ink. The weight of this is so apparent.
Neutralized and...
It's so apparent.
Filed.
Nothing to say about that? Nothing to say about how she's not important, or...
Male, 11.
Jesus Christ, they keep getting
Occupation,
younger.
none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has not been observed making any contact with other descendants during the past year.
Rerir.
Poses a threat
Hear
to
what
the
you're
dynasty.
saying right now. Hear what you're saying right now.
Neutralized and...
Hear what you're saying. There's no going back from this. There's no going back. How can you come back from this? How can the eclipse come back from this? That is disgusting.
Male.
Rerir.
6.
I...
Occupation, none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. poses a threat to
Yeah,
the
did he have any
dynasty.
communication? Did he have any communication with anybody? And here's the thing, by the way. Like I said, like, this is so freaking intentional. So it's like, it's equal parts like, yes, this is like one of those scenes where it's like, holy hell, like, you know, they're doing like a really important thing here. But like every time they name another kid, my stomach feels like something drops in it. Every single freaking time. 16, 13, 11, 6. Disgusting stuff. And again, forcing us to cross it out. We're not shying away from this, not hiding away from this. Look. Look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself right now.
It's funny, isn't it? Your job is becoming both harder and easier at the same time.
Yeah. I know what they're saying about this right now.
Sooner or later, the Crimson Moon descendants will be completely
disgusting.
wiped out. But as their numbers dwindle, they become harder and harder.
I think he's in a disgusting way. I think he's saying it's easier to you know.
That's not how it is.
To kill once you've already done it.
However, most of the able-bodied
oh Jesus!
have already been taken care of.
That's what he meant. That's even worse.
Remaining weaklings will be increasingly easy to deal with.
He's just saying like now there's only kids left and less than able-bodied people. Rerir, that
No,
it sounds like that's the
my
truth.
job is to ensure the survival of the Eclipse Dynasty. And the only way to do that is by eliminating any and all potential threats. It's a perfectly legitimate line of work. Every single one of my colleagues can attest to my fairness. And if my friends were aware of the facts, I know they'd back me up too.
Do you see what you just
Assuming,
said?
Of course, that they were aware of all the
Did you
facts.
see what you just said? If they were aware, they'd support this too. The fact you said if they were aware. I find it hard to believe myself personally. So hard to believe that Dainsleif, of all characters, would, if he knew that he was sitting here crossing off the names of 6-year-old children. I find it hard to believe that he would have said, oh, you should tell your wife about your job. I have a hard time believing that Thalundis would be supportive of this as well. And you know what's happening here right now? Again, the reason I say that scene is important because that is forcing the player, and I say this all the time, by the way, when it comes to Genshin. Sometimes we're able to separate ourselves from stuff while also like empathizing with stuff as well, right? But Genshin will sometimes literally grab her head and force us to look at something. They do this all the time. And it's important. Because there's atrocities that happen here, there's violence that happened in this game and Teyvat that needs to be looked at, and we can't look away. They sat us down there and forced us to cross off the name of children, of people that had lives, that had no reason to die. And what they did there as well, in terms of like having him like go like, oh, it's a legitimate piece of work, line of work. He's trying to convince himself in his head. That's what he's trying to do. Because there's no one around him. He's sitting there by himself, right? He's arguing. He's doing a shower argument. And the only person that he's trying to convince truly is himself. This is a legitimate line of work. This is so legitimate. Who are you trying to convince, Rerir? You. Only you. Because any sane person, any person in the right mind, and I'm talking about Dainsleif here, I'm talking about Thalundis. I'm talking about Nefer, who's looking upon this right now. Everyone has limits. Now here's the thing, I'll be so disappointed if I found out Dane knew about this, but I just can't believe that he would. You know what I mean? I can't believe that he would. There's another piece of documentation over here as well. Oh, it says find Ved. Oh my god, we're gonna talk to Ved?
A box containing a ring inlaid with a precious gem.
Is that like a proposal?
Must be for his girlfriend.
Yeah, for Thalundis. Here's the thing. His whole relationship is built upon a lie as well, by the way, because if he tells her, like, yeah, this is my actual job and this is what I do, right? It's one thing if he lied about being, like, you know, if he was an, you know, if he said he was an ice cream man, but he's actually like, you know, the CEO of a company. It's one thing if he said if he was the CEO of a company, but he's actually an ice cream man. You know what I mean? That's different. You know what I mean? Like, yes, the trust to be broken, and she still would have every right to be kind of like, yeah, I don't want to be together, right? 100%. The trust is already broken. But in this case, it's kind of to me like 100%. And again, I want to explain this in a certain way. It's so immoral to let her keep going on thinking she's dating someone who like is doing something very good with his life. It is so immoral. Because, and the other side of it is too, right? In his head, he thinks it's moral. He thinks it's justifiable. So in his head, he doesn't see anything wrong. And that's why I think, again, as a character, he's so interesting. The best characters, and I always believe this, the best characters are the characters who, like, say one thing, right? But do another. This is a reasonable line of work. Let me cross out the face of this 6-year-old child. I'm not saying best in terms of morally good, I'm saying interesting characters. It's the same characters who say, I'm against, you know, in a TV show, I'm against drugs. And then they're like, you know, then they become like, you know, so, you know, into drugs, even though they say they're against it. That flaw. It doesn't make them a character that like I love or that I like or whatever, you know what I mean? It's more just like following them is always very interesting. What a harrowing scene. Very, very horrible to actually sit around and have to witness that. His mind is warped. His mind is gone. If he...
Mr. Vedafilnir? It's been quite some time since
Dear
we last
Lord.
met. Rerir, I trust you're here because you have something important to discuss.
Forgive me. I wasn't tuning out. It's just, I noticed you didn't even phrase that as a question. As if you knew I was coming. Tell me, does someone in your position ever feel the need to ask questions?
Do you feel because you should be asking questions?
It is indeed within my power to foresee certain things. Things like your arrival.
Oh, of course, the visionary stuff as well, right?
I was just thinking. It won't be long before I'll be inviting both you and Dane to my wedding.
That isn't a lie, but nor is it a fact as such. It's a wish, isn't it?
Oh, because he hasn't actually proposed yet?
No fooling a prophet, is there?
Ever since that day we met for drinks, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came looking for me.
Oh, that day when he noticed his reaction? It's been plaguing his mind ever since.
Does it feel good? Knowing how the future will unfold.
I would hate it.
I'm afraid the notions of good and bad fail to capture the complexity of what such a power entails. Once you've seen what will come to pass, it can be all too easy to succumb to fear and melancholy. Unless, of course, you learn to abandon these feelings.
How do you do that, though? Like, to get to that point. You know what I mean? To abandon those, like, very normal feelings people have. How?
You fear my silence, and long to hear the words I left unspoken that day.
Yep, that one day has been plaguing his mind.
That's right.
You must have noticed my reluctance to broach the subject. And the reason is simple. Because the truth could never have lived up to your hopes. For both our sakes, such words are better left unsaid.
Is he saying that, like, whatever the actual answer is, like, it's not gonna be what you think it is?
The burden of prophecy was never meant for your shoulders.
So now I get it. It's because he saw something in the future, right? About that marriage, possibly? And he's saying, I'm not going to give you that same burden. Which, again, I do think that makes sense as well. Because, like, it's going to be on his mind forever, 100%. But knowing the truth might be even more terrifying.
So who exactly do you deem worthy to hear your prophecies? None but our exalted king?
Or rather, our king as he once was.
You're closer to His Majesty than I am. You must know better than anyone how much he's changed.
You say that as though it is to my benefit. Yet precisely because of that, I dare not speak rashly. A king can turn out to be the most virtuous of rulers, or a tyrant more terrible than the most vicious of dragons.
So, he's saying it's not to my benefit that he's changed. But he's not going to speak rashly because of how he's changed?
You are so wise and far-sighted, yet still you would have me live in fear of the unknown?
The unknown is terrifying, but I don't think like he gets what like he said, because I think from what Ved is saying right now, I think Ved is legitimately saying like, you know, like you fear the unknown, but like knowing the actual future as well is going to be even more terrifying than you think.
You make a fair point. Especially given my silence alone was all it
was
took
one
to
little
send you
reaction.
spiraling downwards.
That means he already had something on his mind about like that he was uncertain about the future. That's what that tells me. For our buddy here, that's what that tells me. That he was already uncertain about what was going to happen in the future.
Very well then. Let me offer you some advice. And I say this not as a prophet or a visionary, but simply as the brother of your friend. For many reasons, there is very little chance of your marriage ending in happiness. If happiness is what you seek, you should find another fiancé.
Is it bad for me to say that like even without a freaking prophet, I could tell that the marriage wasn't meant to be? With all the secrets that he's keeping, this paranoia that he has, I feel like even now us players can tell that this is a true statement. I don't even think you need to be a freaking prophet to realize what's going to happen here. Not like exactly what's going to happen, but there's not going to be an era of happiness coming along for these characters.
Hold on. There's that same black fog again. Could this memory belong to the
Also like a separate memory coming into the
Guess I better tread carefully.
Right. But you know what I mean? And like, it's not that I'm saying that like I understand everything that's happening here, or I'm like so knowledgeable of what's happening here or whatever, or I'm, you know, fully aware of what's happening here. But like, we have to be like, you know, for real on this too, I feel like, where it's like, or like I know the future, but we have to be for real and say like,
are like a raging torrent that surges through the mind.
A marriage built upon lies and lies like that was never going to work. Never going to work. He's starting off with a lack of trust and a moral issue that not everyone will agree with. That's the starting point of this whole marriage.
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity.
Oh, this is from the conversation from before?
His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the king's guards.
Claims to be.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal
And you see the cross-section's eyes. He's obviously like a member of the bloodline of the Crimson Moon.
Why are you telling me all of this now?
Simple. It's because I want you to kill him.
What?
You are the only person he would
Trying
never
to set up
suspect.
Philandas as a hit woman?
No, absolutely not. I would never dream of doing such a despicable thing.
Crazy, man.
So you'll just stand by and watch him slaughter us to the last. Do not forget that the blood of the Crimson Moon flows
So
in
maybe,
your veins
okay, so
too.
we theorized this, right? Because she said it was a coincidence that she had to work on this too. Remember, she said it's ironic that I have to work on this. So I wonder if like she has like maybe one of her parents was like of a different bloodline, and the other parent was like a Crimson Moon, because again she doesn't have the cross section in her eyes.
The blood of the Crimson Moon? What does that matter now? The dynasty has long been dead
It's
and
not
gone.
there's someone standing right in front of you.
You think that alone is reason enough for me to throw away everything I have?
What about him being an executioner?
Why wouldn't it be?
It'd be. Again, it's probably how. Well, here's the thing. I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, oh, like Philandas, come on, like what the hell, kill him. Because again, it's like if someone comes up to you and says, kill the person you love, you're gonna question it.
You two were once a child of the Crimson Moon, just like me. Don't tell me you've never felt so much as a flicker of fury for the way we were trampled into the dust.
How could you not? Even if you weren't, I'm sorry, but like empathy, right? Even if you weren't, even if you're not a part of that bloodline, like how could you not feel that, like that pain and that empathy and that anger?
As long as you promise to abandon this pipe dream of restoring your dynasty.
Oh my god.
I can try to persuade him. Or have him persuade the Vinster King.
As much as I think that you have these like good intentions here, I don't think you understand the way the Vinster King acts and we've heard the way he acts. There's going to be no persuading this guy.
Persuade the Vinster King?
Great voice acting, by the way. I don't even know this kid. I agree with the laughter. Even we know as players, we know what the Vinster King has done. There's no persuading this dude.
Do you even know why he's so obsessed with hunting us down? Why he keeps trying to force us to hand over our secrets over and over again? Or why we refuse to give up on restoring the dynasty? The Vinster King. A blind fool. His eyes clouded by powers from beyond this world. A petty little man with a miser's heart.
Get him.
And he dares to sit upon the throne? Mark my words. Sooner or later, Conria will fall. And it will be his doing.
I forgot I don't have a face cam right now. I literally extended my arms out like, yeah? Like, you know when you do like that C? You know, I literally did like just there. It's like, he's not wrong. Whatsoever. This is literally and I love the line petty little man with a miser's heart. I love that as well. And he dares to sit upon the throne, the anger that's in this as well. And yeah, like 100%, like Conry is gonna fall. Conry is doomed. The search for power leads to like a destruction like no else, and we've seen this countless times throughout history. By the way, I think most people do that, so I didn't want to just be like, oh, this is what this means. But like, petty little man with a miser's heart, it basically just means like he's like super, like petty would be kind of like he's someone who like just like is kind of like very flippant with a lot of stuff and like doesn't really care about a lot of stuff, and he's kind of like, you know, will do anything he can to like get back at people. And he remembers like revenge in his heart and all this stuff too. A miser's heart, I guess in this context would be saying that he like takes but he doesn't give, I guess. Like he gets a lot but he doesn't actually like spend a lot. So it'd be kind of like he doesn't actually like give anything back.
If you can't bring yourself to do it, so be it. Just you watch. It won't be long before calamity descends.
Not wrong, because here's the thing, what's going to happen when the Vinster King finds out that Thalandus is a bloodline of the Crimson Moon? There's a 6-year-old kid was killed in this game who had no connection to a rebellion of the Crimson Moon at all.
The Rerir of Solnari.
Yeah, an executioner.
That really is quite a secret you've been keeping from me, Rerir.
She loved this dude.
But who am I to talk? Am I really any better? I've kept my own past a secret this whole time,
yes,
too.
Okay, the secret part isn't the problem. Right? Yes, you shouldn't keep a secret from him either. She shouldn't keep, and he shouldn't keep a secret from you either. But I think there's a difference between like, I was always a member of the Crimson Moon bloodline versus I kill people. I slaughter people. I think there's a bit of a difference. Right? This is like someone like deliberately like, this is like someone like stealing from like an old lady, and then their partner being like, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't tell you, I also like have been stealing napkins from restaurants this whole time, and then her being like, we're kind of the same. You know, it's like, no, it's not the same thing. Yes, you both kept secrets, but they're not the same level.
Love should be built on honesty. But ours was born from lies. And yet, is it really so wrong to hide things that would only make life harder? If we don't cover up the parts that no one else should see, how can we go on pretending to be normal?
There's a big difference between I'm part of the Crimson Moon bloodline and I slaughter people. There's a big difference.
Vedifulnir must have known all this. And that's why he made his prophecy. In the end, nothing stays hidden forever.
I know she loves this dude. I know she does. And there's a definite need to explain it away sometimes, but I think it's just like one of those things where like you did it to probably like protect your own life. You know? To protect your standing here.
But I won't just sit by and watch this disaster unfold. I'll do everything in my power to protect what I cannot afford to lose. No matter who I have to face.
Do not face the Vincer King. Do not do this. You can't convince anybody. No offense. This is incredible in a way that's just like, holy hell, like what?
Huh? Was that Rerir who just walked past the window? Doesn't it give you the chills that he still takes the same road to work every day? As if nothing ever happened.
What?
Those people at the deli.
Enough already. They're clearly pretty taken by their own disguises, so just smile and play along. Pull the rug from under beasts like that, and you'll risk having your throat torn out.
There's people like...
Deli. Oh. They're talking about those people from the opposition. Right.
Yeah.
I'd almost forgotten they used to run a deli. People of no consequence always vanish so easily.
No consequence?
And no one even remembers them.
Like these were ordinary people running a deli. People are gonna remember them. Imagine how you're running a deli and then someone comes in to execute you. And when I say this is important, it's because, again, Genshin is once again not having... And this is darker than most of the stories we have in Genshin, but it's not making us shy away from anything once again. It's forcing us to sit and watch as all these things unfold. And yes, they have such complicated and interesting characters. Thalundis being a character who, like... I think both Rerir and Thalundis are delusional. I think they both are. I think that Thalundis is trying to think that this marriage could even work still. I think she thinks she can convince the Vincer King. And I think it's because she has, like, a false view of, like, what this world is. She said, stop trying to make the Crimson Moon dynasty come back. And it's like, they barely have any numbers left. They have people who are hurt. They have kids. All the doors closing on Rerir as well. No one even wants to look at him. There's a lack of trust there. To them, he's a killer. If there's ever a way to showcase who you are, it's people looking the other way as you're walking past them. Holy hell.
But surely you can see he's not the man he pretends to be. So many have died already, and they say that the king's madness grows with each passing day. We're not going to survive this, are we?
Who's this?
But why does it have to be this way? Do we really deserve to die just because of the blood that runs through
The
our
answer is
veins?
no. The answer is definitely no.
Thalundis, are you
So
even
she's also someone who has Crimson Moon blood as well?
Sorry, Freether. My mind was off wandering. I heard you, though. You're talking about what Rerir said. He's just following the king's orders. He's a secret agent, and it's his job to hunt down rebels and dissidents.
Thalundis. Girl.
By the time you first met him, he'd already taken lives. Maybe he was using you from the very
Thalundis,
beginning.
we have kids who are dead.
No. Rerir has no idea I have anything to do with the Crimson Moon. My family are only distant relatives of the main lineage, and besides, my eyes are perfectly ordinary.
This is a tale as old as time. There's no way I'm next. There's no way anyone can come for me. There's no way anyone would touch. Like that's not who I am. There's no way. How can I be the one who's next? You know.
Truth be told, apart from my teacher, pretty much no one knows I have any connection to any of it. It's been a long time since my family severed ties.
But as Orlog said, who could possibly talk sense into that raving lunatic of a king? No one.
The answer is no one.
I'll work something out. Trust me, I'm with you all. But for now, You need to keep yourselves hidden. Don't let anyone find you, anyone
So wait,
at all.
there's a bunch of like people who are like members of the Crimson Moon bloodline who are hiding out
Don't
still?
forget that Rerir is an Eclipse operative. You need to be extra careful when he's around. And when I am too.
Oh my god, that's the guy you love. You can say he's just following the king's orders, but like, the fact that you're already telling the kid to be careful when he's around, does that not worry you?
For now, don't come looking for me. And if anything happens to me, just act like we've never met.
It's just terrifying. Just such a terrifying idea.
If even you can't escape this, what hope do the rest of us have? But after all this time together, surely he wouldn't lay a hand on you.
My point is, I know he actually does love her. I know he does. But what's to stop him from explaining away his reasoning for hurting her? You know? What's to stop him from doing that? And again, I like I said, I know he cares about her. Right? But okay, I want to say as well though, like when I say like he cares about her, like I feel like it's unfair to say as well because his care is warped. It's something he believes he cares about her. And again, I know for a fact in his heart he like sees her as the person he loves. But the problem is, if he truly cared and truly wanted her to be happy and truly cared about her, then what would have then he wouldn't lie to her. It's a warped care. It's a warped care.
I won't speak in his defense, nor can I give you a clear answer to that question. But I'll do everything I can to put an end to this.
Again, I want to put into perspective like how much of a terrible position Thelondous is put in here as well, right? And again, how the human mind will try everything to explain everything away and try to make everything okay in their heads. I want to acknowledge that. I know this is true.
Here, hold on to this. If an opportunity to escape presents itself, take it. You'll be glad you took some spare change.
This is her helping this child here is an acknowledgement of the slaughter that's happening. It's an acknowledgement of like that this is wrong.
You call that change?
She gave her a lot of money here.
But what about you?
I've got a job, and there's still money coming in. But you can't go anywhere right now. Please think about yourself for once.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, and like, this is such a... It's complicated and it's not complicated. Like, the answer is, what he's doing is wrong. End of. There's no debating that at all. But the reason I say it's complicated is not because of his morals, right? It's because of the interesting aspects of the story that showcase both, in my opinion, both Thelondous and Rerir in different levels, not comparably, because like one of them is doing something so horrible, on different levels are delusional. I think that 100% Thelondous is hopeful. You could say instead of delusional, it's hopeful that she can convince the Vincer King to stop all this. But I would say delusional is another word for it too. Because what we've had so far is two different people say you can't do anything. And I still have this energy that she's going to try and convince the Vincer King of something. The question of how do you know you're not going to be used next, to me is a super, super important one as well. Because whilst I think, again, like I said, in a warped way, he does see himself as loving Thelondous. And in her own way, she 100% loves Rerir. But if he, as I said, is able to explain away in his own mind, again, I think his tormented mind, his warped mind now, that a 6-year-old was a nobody, that a deli owner was someone no one will ever even remember, then the capabilities are there. I think that, like, she's 100% correct in saying that, like, by the little kid I'm saying, and saying that, like, you can't convince the Vincer King, and in this sense too, she's someone who, like, acknowledges that these people still have to hide out. You know? Oh, is it this way? Yes, okay, sorry, I was going the right way. But again, in our minds, And it's what makes Talundus and Rerir interesting characters. In our minds, we sometimes are delusional to protect our own brain from truths. Honestly. Is it over here? Yeah, it is. Okay. Man, the architecture here is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Another round of assassination training.
Assassination training.
Training is just beyond this hidden passageway.
When you kill a person, doesn't it bother you when you end up covered in their blood?
Oh, what's the answer to this?
Why would it? Aren't we all just walking blood bags?
Oh my god, we're people though, Rerir.
Everyone was accustomed to hunting down others like
yeah.
prey. You've been a hunter for so long now. You seem to have forgotten that most people don't just go
yes.
killing one another.
100%, and that's the thing.
Leave me alone.
There it is. A truth nearly came into his head. Go away. Right? Whatever voice is in his head. A truth came... All the different dummies on the ground. The lighting here is gorgeous, but this place is always so pretty. But you saw that there were Rerir. A truth comes into his head, and what happens? Go. Leave. His brain is protecting himself from feeling like he's a bad guy here. Because it's the only thing it can do. Because as soon as he acknowledges that what he's doing is horrible and horrific, two things happen. He has to come to terms with the fact that, like he's doing an immoral act, yes, but then also he understands that he is not someone who should be with Talundus. And admitting that is too painful to even, like, handle. Look at all these dummies on the ground. In a way, you know, the Wide Ways helmet's only like flesh bags and all this stuff as well. In a way, it's kind of like this idea of like, yeah, like, does he see them as anything but these type of like dummies, these real people right now? Or at least he's trying to explain it away like that. We're gonna do the training.
Make sure you have a firm grip on the handle. Then choose your angle well. Keep your movements light and brisk. And
this is what I'm talking about with Genshin right now. They do this sometimes. Oh my god.
I work clean. No traces.
Again, trying to explain why his job is a little bit better than what they think.
That doesn't make it open above board, though. This happens to need you right now.
Yes, this is what I'm saying back, yeah.
That won't happen.
The abyss.
The ones I've dealt with have always been guilty. And I've carried out my work.
No, again, you're trying to just explain it away. You're trying to protect your own brain. Again, I love what the guy said back to him, by the way, which is, just because you do clean deaths and there's no blood everywhere and like there's no traces, that doesn't mean it means your job is a professional job. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no, it's not above board just because you do that. You know what I mean? And again, oh my god, look at this. Whoa, the kids on the freaking ground. It was exactly this. It was exactly this. Exactly what we said. Because he compares them to just another job. The training that he is doing here, and again, this is what I was saying when Genshin points us towards this stuff. It's hard. Look what we're looking at. Look at this. Horrific. Because he compares it to another job. Us training with the dummies leads to showcase that he was all the time he's slashing these dummies down to practice killing people like this. Look at this. Absolutely brutal stuff. Absolutely horrific stuff. And again, the guy, the voice in his head said back to him as well, the idea of like, you know, this isn't above board just because you think your job is professional. He says these kids here, conspirators, guilty. Give me a break. Give me 25 breaks.
Thelindis, do you still remember Orlog?
Oh yeah, Orlog. Such a dark scene.
Orlog.
The boy who was pretending to sell flowers. You spoke for quite a while, didn't you?
You must remember Orlog. That was such a huge moment as well.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
What about him?
He was arrested 2 days ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Chances are he's already dead.
This isn't changing, Thelindis. This isn't changing.
He...
It's not changing.
I just don't get it. After everything he's done, why do you still stand by him?
Yeah. It's not changing. This isn't changing.
Or does it mean nothing to you that people keep dying?
No, that's not... Just hear me out.
Hear you out?
I need to go now, Thelindis. They're looking for us. You take care too.
There's no hear. The thing is, like, when kids are dying like that and people are getting slower like that, there's no hear me out on that. I know there's like this vision that she has that she can change things from the inside, that she can change him and change Vincent King. Just won't happen.
If you ever need a place to hide, come find us.
It just will not happen. Look at this. Hear me out. Just hear me out, she says. Just hear me out.
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for a total of 47 hours for experimental purposes. The results are as follows. All subjects of observation that were sent inside have now... The situation within is proving more problematic than anticipated.
What happened there? Oh, it's usually like they change some words around that, don't they? They kind of like, yeah.
No progress whatsoever. What now? Won't you give me even a glimmer of hope?
Can I go back and like see exactly what? So we're talking about all subjects were sent. Okay, so is this the stuff that she was researching in the place that we were before, like with the different pillars and stuff like that? She wants a glimmer of hope for something too.
Things are getting worse by the day. I have to find a way or we'll all be in danger.
I think she's very hopeful. I think she's very hopeful of what could happen.
But I... If all this research comes to nothing, what then? Sooner or later, it'll be my neck on the line.
Yeah, so she's sweating as well, by the way.
But could he really bring himself to kill me?
Here's the thing. Like I said, in his own warped way, I think he loves Thelindis, right? I won't ever deny that. But the fact is, the fact that you're even thinking about this, will the person I love kill me? Could he do it? Is already enough for me in my mind if I'm this person to be like, I'm cutting this off. It's done. I'm cutting it off.
No. Surely he wouldn't have the heart.
The fact that it was in your mind for a second though, Thelindis. And again, 100%. I don't know if this is going to end up with him like having to do anything to her. I want to make that clear. In fact, I don't, again, right now in my mind, maybe it's just because I'm wishful thinking that he wouldn't, right? But that doesn't change the fact that, like, if you have doubts in your mind at all, like, that's enough. If you're already thinking, will my partner kill me? It's already gone too far. It's already enough. It's already done. Oh, wow.
Why won't you just let us go? We don't even know each other. All we want is to live ordinary,
Is this him talking to Rerir?
You want...
Oh my god. Making, again, this is what I'm talking about with Genshin, like, you know, forcing us to look sometimes, you know, forcing us to look. Not in a bad way, by the way. I think Genshin does heavy
Yes.
stuff very, very well as well.
I just want to go on living.
Like, this is so horrible.
Is that really such an unforgivable
It's
crime?
not. It's not.
You want to go on living.
His mind is gone.
I want to keep living too. To keep living forever.
Rerir.
That's why I have no choice but to continue on the path I'm on.
Did he want immortality?
If only some savior would suddenly swoop down and change the way the world is.
No, Rerir.
Too bad that's not going to
No. The lighting here is incredible, by the way, but that's no, that whole thing of like, if someone else would come down, I'd be able to stop this. You know how you stop this? You stop. His mind is gone. Because again, all these justifications in his head. If only someone else would do this. If only this wasn't this happen. Oh, if only they weren't traitors. If only this. If only that. There's a million of if onlys you can put in your head to make yourself feel better. And that's what he's doing constantly. If only. If only. If only. If only. Protecting his own mind.
Imagine that. If there really were such a person, you and I wouldn't be standing here like this, would we?
Genshin, why are we... My heart. Everything sank. Because this is just showcasing what Rerir sees in his head all the time as well. It's so dark. You think these kids are conspirators? We're back in the same room from before, so we're going to be sitting down doing the thing again, I guess?
Today's files are in. Time to wade through them just like usual.
Files of the people that are dead.
No, I don't get tired of it. It's my job.
There it is
Not only am I
again.
lucky to have it, I'm good at it too.
You know what I mean? The explaining away, the making it feel like, oh, I'm good at my job. This is a really reputable job. Because in his head, there's that voice of saying like, dude, just because you're good at your job doesn't make it reputable.
Wait. That's...
Who is it? Who is it?
Flinders?
Yes. Oh my god.
No. No!
It's that same situation. There's no way they can come for me. And now he's realizing who she is as well.
Why? But you bear no mark of the Crimson Moon.
And here's the thing as well. Look at this reaction he has here. Because again, like you said, in his own warped way, he loves Flinders. But it's not only that. If his job is so reputable, and his job is on the up and up, if his job is morally correct, you know, then this is something he has to do, right? But no, this is breaking his heart. And look at this as well. Now all of a sudden when it's someone he knows, all of a sudden this is a heartbreaking thing, right? Where before it was him trying to hide away from those feelings by saying this is just something I have to do. I'm lucky to have this job.
How could you possibly have anything to do with them?
Them?
It cannot be.
What exactly is them, Rerir?
A diluted bloodline. Carefully concealed. I see it now. You've been living in the shadows just like me.
It's a little different, isn't it? It's a little different.
What a fool I've been. Numbing myself with talk of justice. Even imagining my friends would back me up. But in the end,
Irminsul.
Finster King! How far are you going to take this? From the direct bloodline to secondary offshoots? And then what?
This is so awful on so many levels. But the fact again, and this is how his mind has gone so bad. And by the way, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm justifying anything by saying his mind is warped. We know his mind is warped, but what he's doing is horrible. Dude, you justified in your own head kids who had nothing to do with this dying.
Today it's the descendants of the Crimson Moon. Who will it be tomorrow?
Lord.
Will you not rest until everyone down here is dead?
A 6-year-old has died already. And again, I do think it's an incredible character writing. It's an incredible moment, and it shows like how much like of a warped view of the world he has, that it took someone he cared about to finally realize that this job he is doing is not morally correct. But that still sucks. Because it's like, oh, now it's someone you know it's bad? Not the 6-year-old, not the 13-year-old, not the 11-year-old, not the 16-year-old?
No. This cannot go on. This is where it ends.
This is probably where he challenged. Maybe went to challenge the Vincer King. Oh my god, we got a chest for our trouble as well, so we have to head to the corridor as well. And what I'm saying, guys, yeah, I hope it never sounds like I'm you know, when I say like, because I think I have to look at things from every single avenue. He, in his mind, is protecting his own brain from feeling bad about this by saying that, oh, this is just, you know, like, it's my job. I'm lucky to have it. It makes sense that I have to do this. Like, who else, if I don't do it, who else will? Someone has to do this, right? It's a way to make himself feel better about the horrible actions that he's taking. This is just the truth. 110% this is the truth. And again, it is amazingly dark character writing that happens again. It's not just in character writing, it's in people too, right? Where it's like, I hate this person. I hate this person. I want rid of this person. Or, you know, oh, it's not that bad. We have to do this. We have to do this person. The bad thing that happened to that person had to happen because of this reason, this reason, this reason. And then that happens to your loved one. All of a sudden, it's a really immoral action. And again, Genshin's not shying away from this. It's not just like Genshin doesn't want you to see this. There's a reason they had you scratch off the name of children and scratch off the pictures of children on these pieces of paper. Because when it eventually got to Thalindis, and eventually had her staring you right in the face on this piece of paper, you realize the weight of his emotions. That he was hiding this whole immoral thing away in his head, acting like it was immoral, even though deep down he knew that it was horrible. But the way he justified it was, well, they're traitors. If only this would happen, if only that would happen. And then it happens to him personally, someone he knows, someone he cares about. Now it has to end. One of the most interesting character portrayals I've seen, and that says a lot for Genshin, in terms of both Thalindis and Rerir. What they've done here is incredible with this. It's incredibly dark, it's horrible, but it is incredible. Insane stuff. It's really insane stuff. I'm moving around here just like for the sake of it, but just like... And even there in his head as well, he's like, oh, she hid in the shadows too. Because again, at first here, what's the first thing he did? Right? His mind was still trying to protect himself. He slammed the table. Why are you one of them? You know? Instead of being like, you know, at first to be like, oh, he's asked me to kill the one I love. Oh no. No, we can't. And then it instead goes to, you know, and then he eventually gets to, this has gone too far. It's already went too far, but again, in his own mind, it's someone he loves now. So now it's gone too far. Such an interestingly warped, you know, I know it's a horrible thing to say, gone in the head, immoral, more than questionable, dark character. For real. I genuinely think that this is one of the most gut-wrenching and honest and brutal depictions of a story that we've seen in Genshin. Like, legitimately, it's so legitimately dark for me. And it's I don't know if it's hard to get through because of how brutal it is, or if it's hard to get through just because, like, I'm kind of like... Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. It's like, it's so brutal that every time I'm listening to something, I have to like, I'm like, oh my god, again? Oh my god, that? And then it's also like, well, what's gonna happen next, you know? You can see this spiral happening right in front of us, I think.
You're really letting me go?
It's just the little girl, right?
I am. As long as you can guarantee that no one will find you.
Oh my god, he's letting this gal go that was terrified by the way of this happening.
Don't worry, I'll be extra careful. No one will know I was here.
Isn't that crazy that like the relief you feel that just someone is choosing not to kill you? You know what I mean? Like that's how bad this has gotten.
But what about you?
Me?
If you let me go, you won't be able to complete your mission, will you?
What's happened here is this revelation that is the woman he loves is the same as you. He now doesn't feel like he can do this.
Good point. In that case, maybe you should stay.
Rerir?
No, please! I just want to see the outside world again. To...
Go on living?
Yes. I know you're a man of your word. So please, just let me go.
Jesus Christ. Like, I wouldn't be able to handle it, the idea of just like this little gal looking at me. You know, like, cause you know why? You know why? Because none of us are ever going to be in this position. You know what I mean? I can handle this little gal looking at me just begging to be let go and not killed. You know what I mean? I don't know how Rerir's conscience isn't like curled up into a ball and destroyed. I mean, we know why, because he questioned himself this whole, he tried to like protect his own mind this whole time by like, you know, convincing himself that he was on the up and up.
If I let you leave, what will become of me?
It's the least speck of light on the darkness of your soul. It's like a tiny speck. But at least you'll have that.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Go.
I don't think it's time to kid. Just let her go.
But remember, don't let anyone know you were caught. We'll be seeing each other again very soon if you do.
Even shadows in the dark must live by a code. But you can't save everyone.
So now he's trying to make sure everyone can leave.
You've been whispering in my ear for days now, Vetrfylnir.
Well, that's Ved?
What are you trying to do? Break me down?
I only say this because you long for an answer to your problems. Let her go, Rerir.
Thelundus? Is that what he means, let Thelundus go?
I will not abandon Thelundus.
Thelundus. I keep saying Thelundus.
Then you'll need a little more vigilance and a lot more power. The world is changing, Rerir. Keep your eyes peeled for your moment of opportunity.
Is this the path that he went down?
Your voice used to be so unclear, but now I know exactly whose it is.
Right.
It's Vetrfylnir.
You know, when they talk about the path that these sinners went down, was an obsession that they had that the Abyss used to tempt them. So I wonder if there's a thing here that the Abyss will tempt Rerir with a way to be with Thelundus and also save her at the same time so she can stay and not be killed. And also he can still be with her. Like this maybe there's something like that.
He won't tell me how to actually resolve any of this, but he keeps trying to manipulate me like a puppet. What's his game here?
This is like one of the most morally bankrupt group of people, but what do you expect, I guess, from you know, a place in Conria?
Tell me then. What will this moment of opportunity look like? And no answer. He's like a ghost. Always disturbing me when I'm on edge, but never answering when I need him most.
So, the Eclipse dynasty was purging, well, massacring the descendants of the Crimson Moon. And it seems like it was all connected to the Vinster King's research.
100%. And like, again, I want to say this clear here, right? Like, yeah, like I said, that thing that he just did for that girl is a speck of light in the darkness. It's a horrible thing to say, but it's an honest thing to say. You can't clean yourself of that filth. You can't clean yourself of that blood. You'll never have that washed off you. Ever. It's just impossible. I can't look at Rerir in the same way ever again. I can't look at him in like, it's just like all that, like, and I'll just be honest, like, even though like last time I was saying he was a really pretty character and stuff, because as well, like even that, I'm just like, you know, I don't even see him like as like a character I can be like, oh, like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with finding bad characters pretty, by the way. I know people do that all the time. Like, that's something that is like, it's media, it's art, right? But like in the moment, I just can't anymore, right?
The king's obsession with abyssal power left the future of Conria hanging in the balance.
That's what was it Orlog said?
No wonder every aspect of Rerir's life was so unstable. And it looks like this Thelundus, Rerir's would-be fiancée, herself belonged to a sub-branch of the Crimson Moon dynasty's descendants.
Yes.
It almost defies belief that a couple like them could hide the truth from each other for so long. If the Vinster King hadn't intervened in such a drastic way, they might have gone on deceiving each other for the rest of their lives.
That's the thing as well. Like, you know, this lie that they had from each other. Again, one lie is not as bad as the other one. I want to make it clear. One lie is completely morally horrific. The other lie was trying to protect herself. You know what I mean? They're not comparable. I'm not saying Nefer's saying that, by the way.
And why does Vetter, Dainsleif's older brother, keep talking in Rerir's
Yeah, that's
head?
weird as well, isn't it?
This guy kept more secrets than I ever imagined.
One of the most tormented minds I've ever seen.
The human mind is like a vast desert of shifting sands. When you follow the flow of someone's memories, you only ever see the parts they're willing to let surface. Time for something a bit more creative.
Yeah?
We've been inside Rerir's mind this whole time, building up a picture of his psyche.
Sure.
There's already enough clues on the board to start reading between the lines and mapping out the rest.
Also, she's gonna try and figure out everything in between?
Now, we can finally begin to put the pieces together. Sure, it'll only be a reconstruction, part simulation, part reasoning, but it's usually pretty accurate.
I guess. I mean, I'll go with you, Nefer, no problem.
Once we've built up a cognitive profile, we just need to cross-check the logic behind his actions. And then we'll be able to take a sneak peek at whatever it is that Rerir has really been hiding.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. This is just, it's been so hard to get through, right? It's been so difficult. It really has. What is this? What the hell are we doing here?
Rerir, are you there?
So is Dainsleif talking here? What? Moving to places consumes action points. When all your action points are used up, you'll be returned to a previous save point. What? When a piece moves to a square with the marking, you'll gain the corresponding number of action points. This square will also become the latest save point. What do you mean? So we have to get all the way to the edge there while... Yeah, but we have to gain points to do so? Is that just it? Okay, it's a mini game. Okay, perfect, okay.
Hey, Rerir! Come out, it's urgent!
And this is what she's doing now. This is her method, I guess?
Dane? What's wrong?
Quick, come with me.
This Dane statue?
I'll explain everything once we've met up with the others.
Okay, I'll come. But the Lindis is still over at the Universitas. I'll need to leave her a note.
Isn't that crazy? Before phones, you just had to leave a note? I think still people leave notes, right? It's sometimes easier than just having them worry right away. There's a note right there, I suppose.
All right then, but make it quick.
I've never seen Dane so worked up before. Whatever this is, it must be big trouble.
It's so weird ever hearing Dane without the voice like this, you know? Because again, the years change you, time changes you. That's a thing that's human for everybody, by the way. It's not just in this game. Make use of movement squares to move the piece in marked directions. Moving this way does not consume action points. Oh, cool, okay. You get what I'm saying? It's like even us as humans, we feel that too. I feel like anyway. I messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up. We feel that too, even as humans. Have you ever met someone who has had a really difficult life? I think I messed this up again. Has had a really difficult life, and you can hear it in their voice. You know what I mean? You can hear it in the way that they speak. And I feel like that's what we have with Dainsleif as well. So it's so interesting to hear a spark in his voice even in that way.
Well, this is a nice
Rhine-daughter
meeting you all at this hour. When men and women of ambition can speak face to face in broad daylight, I say that's a big step forward for our dear Conria.
Okay, whenever Rhine-daughter shows up look, let's be honest, whenever any of the sinners are mentioned, we get a little bit of a bit of fear that's put into us, right?
Don't be ridiculous. We do not fear the day. Why would we seek refuge in the night?
Sir Logi, we do not fear the day. Why? Oh my god.
You might ask your blade that same question. I'm told it prefers the cover.
A Certology Rhine-daughter interaction, by the way. Even if it's like through like Nefer's, game mechanics using here.
The word on the street is that Certology only strikes when he has an unfair advantage. But that is patently false.
Sorry for the mic.
I see you're missing an arm and a leg. Surely only a fair fight could explain that.
Isn't it interesting we have Certology missing the arms and the legs? With Ved, we had the missing the eyes. And I wonder if that is because of like their ambitions, maybe. You know what I mean? As well, like if you look at, so I have the ambitions here, by the way. It's not here, is it? It is. So supreme strength, the arms, and then of course we had the Veterfor who wished for the future, to see the future, and his eyes were taken away from him. I wonder if it is because of their ambitions, the stuff that was taken away from them.
If this is your way of offering me replacement limbs, believe me, I'll take
that desire for strength.
Oh, we can certainly discuss that. With bioalchemy, anything is possible.
Legitimately.
I have your full support in my research.
And here's the thing, it's one of those situations where with Rhine-daughter, it's like terrifying, but like she's not telling a lie here that she can do anything. You know what I mean? And she will do anything.
Lunatic.
You can tell that, right? True.
Roptatir, what brings you here?
Roptatir was the last one was mentioned here in the list, right? So that was Roptatir who sought limitless knowledge.
Why, Dainsleif, of course.
But the voice acting.
He invited me.
We're getting like full-on conversations here, even if it isn't Nefer's own thing. Like we are getting full conversations here.
Please, cast aside your apprehensions, Miss Rhine-daughter. Whatever the rumors may say, I am but a humble servant of the king, and I can assure you he affords me no greater convenience than he does you.
Dane invited him here. I think Dane invited like nearly maybe all these people here. Maybe this is like, you can tell Dane like trusts these characters at the very least. So I think Dane had a lot of more like of a rose-tinted glasses when looking at Conria, maybe.
Well, the Universitas Magistrorum won't stop fawning over you. So at least some of the rumors must be true. You're clearly doing well for yourself. So drop the humble servant act.
Oh my god.
It endears you to no one.
Rhine-daughter does not give a damn at all.
You're president of the Universitas Magistrorum, the chief royal mage known as the Wise by royal appointment, and by far the most favored among the 4 pillars of Conria.
I love that basically like this guy tried to act like super humble, you know what I mean? And it's like that gif of like David Beckham, poking his head into his, to Victoria Beckham's interview. Tell the truth, tell the truth. I am humble. No, tell the truth. You are the president of the Universitas Magistrum, right? And what's your name? The Wise. It feels like that meme.
Vice President Veet doesn't even try to hide his envy when he sees you.
Whoa.
My success is the product of hard work and good luck. It's as simple as that.
And a simple loan from my dad.
Were the king not such an extremist, I hardly think I would have received a senior post at my age. Of course, no job is without its gripes. Serving a king like ours can be a challenging task, as I'm sure you can imagine.
You can say that 10 more times, couldn't you? And it'd be true every time.
And as for Efterveet, in missing out on the presidency, he's dodged a mountain of stress. Like everything else in life, it comes with pros and cons.
You're all here. I apologize for the short notice, but it was an emergency.
You must be Rerir.
So they didn't. So he hasn't met Rerir yet, but of course he knows Dane. Of course he knows Dane.
Mr. Certology. Yes, I handled your case file during your sentencing. Nothing personal, of course.
Is anything personal?
I'm pleasantly surprised that you remember me.
I know it's like kind of unfair because again he's starting to realize maybe the personal aspects of this, like, and how personal it can be. But like, legitimately from Rerir's perspective, like that's one of the big parts of the story is that like he killed a deli owner, for example, and everyone else around him was like, oh, he's pretending that it's just business, you know? So a lot of it was just business to this guy.
You're clearly a person of substance if you've been invited here. But Dainsleif, you'd better have a very good reason for convening this little gathering.
I can't believe Dainsleif wouldn't have a good reason for this.
It's my brother, Vedelfinir.
After he spoke at
this is that thing. The king was so infuriated by his words that he had him blinded in both eyes and thrown in prison.
It's such a brutal thing, isn't it? So, like, this is when he started the rebellion. Are we going to see the betrayal?
Vedifalnir in prison? Strange. I thought the king trusted him and Horoptatyr more than anyone else in the world. Does this mean the king's circle of trust just got even smaller?
It has nothing to do with trust. It's about what the king wants, which is as clear as day to anyone paying attention.
And what's that?
I simply appease him, because it's in the best interests of the Universitas Magistrorum.
So just kind of like placate him. Don't argue.
And also because you're slimy.
Whoa.
Vedifalnir, perhaps less so. But still, a visionless visionary?
It's 100%.
It rather inclines me to think that qualifications are not what get you ahead in Conria.
That's the thing. It's like you know, like it's very insulting, right? It adds insult to injury, the idea of like taking the eyes of someone who literally sees into the future.
Do you honestly think this is an important discussion to be having right now?
Dane, what are you planning to do?
Oh, poor Dane.
Rescue Vedifalnir, I assume.
Correct. It will mean storming the palace by force. Tonight.
Oh my god.
I need all of you on my side.
Yeah, I remember you saying this.
That's far too dangerous. And don't forget, Dainsleif, you're captain of the Royal Guard. You swore an oath to the throne.
Someone kidnapped my brother, you know what I mean? If you kidnap my sibling, like I'm effing oath.
You've been planning this for a while, haven't
So he hasn't
you?
trusted them for a while.
I have no desire to commit treason. But whatever critique the king may have of Vedifalnir, disfiguring your most loyal subject for putting the best interests of his court and nation first, this is not the conduct of a wise ruler.
Agreed. It's definitely like they talk about the abyss like taking over him, right? 100%. He's gonna lead to Conria's downfall.
My blade will force the king to see the error of his ways.
We're starting to hear more of a crunchier, aggressive Dane.
So, Vedifalnir's prophecy enraged the king. I'm sure it wasn't what he wanted
That's
to hear,
insane.
but if he won't take counsel even from the visionary, that is deeply troubling.
Because he's so within his own world that even someone who's supposed to be able to see the future, telling him the future, if it goes against what he wants, it's like such an irrational thing to do, to be like, well, like take his eyes out and put it. That's already disgusting. But like imagine like, yeah, he's right. Not even able to take advice from someone who sees the future anymore. Not even advice, just telling you what's going to happen.
The extent of His Majesty's madness is now all too clear. The question is, how does a man like me get out of this situation unscathed?
The truth is, probably none of you will. And another truth is, everyone apart from possibly Dane. I know people can say, Calvin, you have like, you know, Dane was 100% like, you know, complicit in terms of being a part of the army and stuff as well. I'm not saying he knew everything either. I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying that like a lot of people here will not be able to get the blood out of their hands.
You have noble ambitions, Dane. But I'm afraid they don't do much for a guy like me. I'm not interested in saving the world. All I want is a letter of pardon.
So he wants that for Thelindis.
A letter of pardon? For whom? Thelindis?
Yeah, I'd say so.
The chances of the Venster King issuing a pardon for anyone connected to the Crimson Moon seem vanishingly slim.
Especially in his current state as well, you know what I mean? Absolutely horrible. This is one of the most interesting things they've ever done, by the way. It's so interesting. And yeah, when I say like the blood will never get off their hands, like I mean it, by the way. I think everyone probably would agree with me as well.
This black fog over the board must have some connection to Thelindis. But why is it taking this form? Does it have something to do with Rerir's past? Another mystery I'll need to unravel.
Because, like, this consumed the marked number of action points to defeat your opponent, so it's going to be like a game of, like chess in a way. Your opponent's piece will only attack when they have more action points than needed to defeat your opponent's piece. Okay, so your piece will only, so we have to have enough action points, to, more than 4 or 2. Okay, and yeah, what I really feel like, even though now they realize that they're that the guy is like that the Venster King is going mad, right? To me, that doesn't excuse, you know, their complicitness in this situation. Because whilst like it's one of those things where like, yes, what were they supposed to do? At the same time as well, like it's like, you know, I feel like you could say that about a lot of atrocities that was committed, like, you know, and I feel like that's always like a way to cop out with stuff too. And again, it's not like the game ever like goes like, oh yeah, you should like forgive the sinners, you know what I mean? That's not what they ever try to do here, right? They never try to do that. I think it's more of a case of just like me pointing out that like right now there's like escape plans and like the best case scenario of how do we get out of this and stuff like this too. And it's like, yes, you can leave, yes, you can you know, escape this, and yes, you can run away from this, but the actions that you all committed are all gonna be there forever, you know? And I genuinely believe that Gold doesn't give a damn. I believe Sertology doesn't give a damn. I think Rerir's the only one that actually is starting to realize that maybe like the things that he's done were absolutely horrific, but it's kind of too late in a way. So we have to go over here to get 4. So if we get rid of this guy here, wait, we couldn't destroy him? So if we get 6. That's not enough. So, should we just go on the thing here? Oh, that's a save point? Can we just go up here then? No, there's not enough. Not enough. We need to get more. Because I think we need to get, 1, 2, 3. If we get up here to the 3 point, we won't have enough. No, we won't have enough. That's fine though. That's fine though. If we get to the 5 and then to the 3, maybe. I think that's what we have to do. No! What the hell? What? It's hard to move him around, honestly, a little bit. But it works in its own way. You know what I mean? It definitely works in its own way.
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for a total of 60 hours for experimental purposes. The results are as
Is that
follows.
still the research she was doing? I'd say it's still the research she was doing that down in the area we were.
Research dating back to the Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding moon marrow. Firstly, its origins have something to do with a god's power. Secondly, it serves as a portal to an as-yet indeterminate location. Moon marrow can thus be defined as a spatial gateway.
A spatial gateway? So, okay, Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding the moon marrow. Firstly, its origins are something to do with the god's power. So the moon marrow being to do with some of the god's power makes sense because we learned that it's like to do with the goddesses, I guess, as well. And secondly, it serves as a portal to get an indeterminate location. I wonder if that is like the reflection of the moon that like Rerir went into. So yeah, it's a spatial gateway.
However, there are a number of hurdles to overcome before we can answer the question of where it leads to. To start with, opening the gateway requires a specific power source, which the relevant literature indicates.
We don't have the power source here. So I'm guessing that in some way this is what it's going to lead to, I guess. I do think that like maybe we're going to see like this spatial gateway opening.
An enormous amount of power is then required to keep the gate open. Currently, the total power output of our instruments remains in the single digits. To make matters worse, I am now the only staff member remaining in the Moon Marrow lab.
What?
The Universitas Magistrorum recently decided to move most of its personnel into abyssal energy research, which has stymied all Crimson Moon-related
So this is when the
projects.
obsession with the abyssal stuff like went really high then, I guess, as well.
This is not a wise move. I have always maintained that placing all our hopes in a single source of power is risky.
I mean, that's true now even.
Especially one as poorly understood as this. As well as making ourselves overly reliant on a single resource. We are neglecting other promising technologies.
This is legitimately 100% true. Even nowadays, this is true. You know what I mean?
I apologize if this comes across as disrespectful. But as a Moon Marrow researcher, I desperately want to see the world beyond the gateway.
100%. That makes so much sense.
If we really made it there one day, what would we find? And how would we go about taming the unknown? My imagination is endlessly fueled by questions such as these.
It makes perfect sense. So before this ends as well, so what we're saying is that like, as origins of the god, it's a spatial gateway. We don't know what powers it, and we don't have enough power to power it, right? We don't have like Our instruments remain in single digits, so they can't open this up. She's the only one left in the research because they're pouring everything to Abyssal Research now. She's saying it's not wise, which I agree to. Actually, it makes sense that it doesn't make sense that they're like putting all their eggs in one basket, but obviously the obsession with the Abyss became huge here. Yeah. I love this minigame, by the way. It's really fun. I played this myself, honestly, like, just as a little minigame. It's cool that they have, like, a physical representation of what Nefer can do, right? 100%. That item as well, was that just something to do with Nefer, that kind of, like, statue she had? Or was that, like, something that, like, we've seen before? So, can we zoom out a little bit? I think, yeah, just to see where we're going here. We're heading over here, right? So actually getting over there wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, I think we might try to get over there. Okay. Let me know what you guys thought about this game, because I actually think it's fun. Let's see, if we do this, then we destroyed this guy. Well, I think, do they remain destroyed? I think so, right? Yeah, so... I'm gonna head over here like this. Perfect. Yeah, it works out. You don't have to defeat everything. It definitely works out.
This is for you.
She's back again.
I heard you're gonna leave the city with your parents.
Yeah, she was given a pardon.
Delindis, did you hear about what happened?
I've heard nothing. Rerir got back very late last Friday, and he was acting a little unusual, but he slept pretty well, so I'm guessing whatever he did was a good deed.
So, like, doing what he did for her, he felt like he could finally sleep, which is crazy when you think about it, because it's like, I think his mind is so warped that now he truly does believe that, like, in some way, he can make some things right. You know?
You never saw him, and I don't know what he did. And this conversation never happened. You understand?
You can't cover your ears and shut your eyes. You can't cover your eyes and ears at the same time. You can, shut your eyes and, block your ears, but you know what I mean.
What if he finds out that you pried into his secrets?
Don't be silly. I don't know what secrets he does or doesn't have. All I know is he's just a normal guy who happens to run some errands for the king.
And again, I know Delindis is not trying to sweep this under the rug right now. She's trying to protect this gal. She's trying to make sure this gal just moves on. I can tell that's what she's trying to do.
Are you scared of him?
I don't know.
I don't know. What an answer. What an answer. Such a complicated answer, right?
The Rerir I know doesn't match the person you all described.
Right.
Logically, I should be scared of him. And yet, I don't want to lose him.
That, again, it's not a perfect scenario. All of us would be kind of be like, leave him, get out of there, get out of there. But, like, I think that's, again, such a complicated character, The fact that we are, like, totally, like, most of us will be like, what are you doing? Get out of there, But, like, she has this thing in her where she's like, even with all the stuff he's done, she's still like, I don't know how to feel.
But enough about that. You should get going, and be careful with the package I gave you. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Lord of the Rings reference here.
What's in it?
A piece of the moon.
Whoa.
All you need to know is that as long as you keep it safe, then in the future, everyone will be able to see a red moon.
A red moon? You mean...
Is that prophesizing what happened during the calamity?
That's right. Our moon. Promise me you'll look after it.
I promise, Delindis.
Such a heartbreaking story this is.
The Crimson Moon bloodline will never die out. Its light, the color of blood, will become like a fire that flows in our veins.
So again, she tried to separate herself from that in her words, but like she still feels that connection to the Crimson Moon bloodline.
No matter how long it takes.
Again, such a complicated character. I love Rerir, but I know there's wrong he's done. But at the end of the day, I do also think that she's also an interesting character for trying to explain away what he did at first as well. Like all of every character in these flashbacks are like equally like frustrating, like intentionally so, and equally interesting, for sure. So we have to head up here now as well, I guess, past those guys. So let's just try and move up. The concern in that poor gal's face, though, as well, you know? Where's the best place to move? We can move 3 spaces over there, but that's not really gonna work. 5 spaces up there isn't gonna work either. Because if we move 3 spaces over there to get the 5, we won't get enough time over there at all. So I'm wondering how can we salvage this. Okay, this is the save point. Okay, so I think going around. Yep, I think this is what they intended. And I want to say as well, by the way, it's not complicated. It's not as complicated for us as players, by the way, because we can say what's right and what's wrong. What Rerir did was wrong. You know what I mean? Insufficient. What do we do now? Then we just have to go back. Hopefully, we'll save at the 5 point here. Yeah. For us, it's not complicated, right? For us as players, we know, like, what Rerir did was wrong, right? But, like, I think it's interesting to show, like, layered characters who react to things in different ways and in ways that we don't agree with in this story too, right? I think it makes it much more interesting. People aren't perfect. You know?
Hurry, everyone, and stick to the plan.
Oh my god, we're gonna see this, aren't we?
Sir Dainsleif, what are you? Is this treason?
Oh, it's treason, buddy.
You know what happens to those who betray the throne. Please, don't do this.
They're begging him not to do this.
It is the king himself who has betrayed the throne.
I agree.
He has betrayed all of Conria.
I also agree.
If you have any love left for justice in your heart, you should join me.
It's showtime. Dane and his group will handle the troops in the palace. Then Hraptatir and Rheindater will disarm the security measures.
Oh my god, but the betrayal is coming as well, right? The betrayal is coming.
My job is to enter the prison and rescue Vedifalnir. Stay safe. Wish me luck.
Look after my brother.
Look at the lengths Dane is going to as well.
Draw your blade. It is time for justice to prevail.
They're changing around the board again as well. No, this is like such an interesting way that they're doing this. Again, as I said, it's a fun gameplay mechanic. But you're getting like little story pieces as well in between everything too. Dane was so hopeful. Not hopeful, but he was like so like determined here. And it actually kind of makes me kind of sad because again, like he truly believed in this idea, right? Of like, oh, come on. I honestly think can we use the diagonal buttons? No, we cannot. Or the directional buttons, I mean. Like, he genuinely believed and had faith in these other guys here, right? He had faith in them. How do we get up there? Do we have to hop up or do we have to destroy this guy to maybe activate something? Maybe trigger something? What do you think? Let's try and go back here then, I guess. That's a weird one. Oh, we can pass over here. Okay. I was wondering what we were going to do there for a second. Yeah. And it is like we're like going on this mission to like, you know, on the bridge as well. Oh. We got this, right? Oh, no, I don't think we got this. So starting here, I think we should go straight for the 6 point, right? Should we... Do we have space to get down here? We do not. Do we have time to get to the 2? But even that's not going to be enough to get over here, right? Yeah. How do we do this? So we're here at the 6. If we move down here, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Wait, but that changes our stats? It should add to it. Let's make this a math equation. Because if we go down here like this, we can get there in 5, right? Yeah. And then we have to head straight down here to over here. So good. And there's the prison as well. Rerir.
This place is filthy. And the smell is abominable. Clearly, the king doesn't allow his prisoners a single shred of dignity.
Not trying to harp on this at all.
This is dire.
Maybe I'm trying to harp on it a little bit. I hope nobody expected a king who orders the killing of kids to respect prisoners.
Found you. Hello, Mr. Vedafelnir.
It's you.
It's you.
Surprised? Oh, wait. I guess surprise isn't an emotion that prophets feel very often.
Of course not. Of course not.
I certainly felt some surprise in the moment when I was blinded. Surprise at the king's sheer ignorance. Surprise at just how unfairly this world responds to words of earnest remonstration.
That's the thing. Like, he said a fact, right? Pretty much a fact to the king, and the king's like, get in there, right? Which, you know, hits too close to home.
I'm curious. What did you prophesize this time?
It wasn't a prophecy. It was a word of warning.
Oh. So it wasn't even just a fact.
Had to say it.
It was just maybe based on something he's seen. Look at the snake is so cool though, isn't it?
The king has forsaken all reason in pursuit of his obsessions. I simply told him that if he continues on this path, Conria will surely fall.
This is what Orlok said as well. Orlok said this too.
But he didn't listen. Worse still, he stabbed you in both eyes and locked you away. Dane asked for my help. The court is in complete chaos now, but I'm sure you predicted that.
And everyone has seen this path, by the way, of this going wrong. Like, nearly everyone saw this going wrong, but the only person to say it was the one who got, like, stabbed in the eyes.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw, yet I am powerless to change it. Fate is an immutable force. I can but lament as the inevitable unfolds. I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future does nothing more for him than slowly crush his spirit.
Yes, I agree. It's like reading people's minds. It's like, yes, you think that you want this power, but it leads to an endless anxiety, in my opinion. That's what it leads to. Imagine always knowing like where you're going to end up and where people are going to end up. And like, again, that's why he didn't want Rerir to know the future, because he like realized he was probably going to crush Rerir's spirit as well, you know?
Forgive my curtness, Vedafelnir, but the king did not suddenly turn on you today. His suspicions have been brewing for a long time. You can't have wisdom beyond the reach of your fellow man without attracting his fear and suspicion.
Oh my god. It's like, oh, we'll utilize him until we can't.
There are things the king does not want to see. So, he doesn't want you having visions of them either.
Insane.
He blinded you because he thought this would make the visions stop.
I know, like the Vincer King is insane, but like insane.
He wasn't entirely wrong. I did indeed lose my power to see the future. Right up until...
Right up until what?
Until what?
Just now. I believe I saw something new.
Which is?
Well, tonight could go a lot of different ways. 5 of us banded together to storm the palace, also we could rescue you. This will go down as the most tumultuous day in Conrian history.
Rebellion.
I sense hatred in you, but also hope. A desperate hope that with the tyrant deposed, that will be the end of the story.
But no.
But this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter in a whole new story.
It's just a starting point. We can get rid of the Vincer King, but like, it's almost like a Hydra in a way too, right? It's like, it doesn't mean it's gonna get rid of the entire beast.
There are many men of honor and courage in this world, Rerir. But you are not one of them.
Yes.
You're not here for justice, are you? You're here for yourself.
Yep, to save him and Lundus, right? Yeah. You can't hide this from Ved.
Is that a dagger? Interesting. Why not the polearm? It was always your weapon of choice.
With your abilities, I don't doubt that you were able to recover some of your sight. But I also doubt that you want to make an enemy of me right now.
Of course not. We're on the same side, aren't we?
We could be. But I need you to be honest with me, Vedafilnir. At this point, you're my only hope for the future.
You mean your future? With your beloved, Felindis?
Exactly that. Exactly that. I love that Ved has like this again, like, you know, I feel like his personality, because of his visions and stuff he sees, is very much like this idea of like you can't hide anything from him. Like he's so in, like he feels this pain and this weight of like seeing the future, but he also has insights, such insight that like it's almost like, you know, trying to like, you know, hide your, and this sounds like this is such a bad example. You know when like, you know, you try to like hide something from like, you know, your mother who adores you, and I know it's a bad example. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing that gets by him really.
Yes. And I know there are bigger things at stake here. A dynasty, a nation, maybe the entire world. But forgive me, I care first and foremost about myself.
Well, we could tell that already with like the that's the way your mind has always worked, is a way to like self-preservation, which a lot of people have self-preservation. We all have that in our hearts. But in a way, like his went to an extreme where he just like blocked out morals out of his head. Or at least like changed the idea of morals just to fit what would protect him the most. And then once again, when it was going to affect Felindis and his love and his life, he changed his morals once again.
I can't abandon the one I love to save myself. I just can't do it. But you see a broader picture of the future than I. You see the solutions to the biggest problems of our age. So tell me, what is my solution? What's the answer?
In matters of fate, answers are either right or wrong. What will be and what will not. Maybe you are willing to pay a certain price in the pursuit of happiness, but unfortunately, fate does not negotiate.
It's not like you're gonna be able to like, you know what I mean? Exactly what he's saying. You're not gonna be able to sit down at a table and be like, oh, like, well, I want this and I want that. I actually don't want this. I don't want this part, but I want this part. You can't like bargain. You can't like say, well, I want this and I don't want that. There's gonna be a price to pay for sure.
That is the cruelest thing about fate. It is unmoved by your sacrifice.
Yeah, oh my god, what a way to put it. Fate doesn't give a damn about like your actions. And even if you take fate out of the equation, it's the same thing as like, you know, it's like, yes, like you could say, well, if I do one thing, then it leads to another 100%. But like wherever you plan to end up, I know some people believe different things in Genshin as well. Everyone has a different idea of if fate even is a real thing. But like, if you believe in the idea of fate and you believe you're going to end up in one place no matter what, then the actions you lay before that, for example, like trying to, you know, protect your beloved or something like that, fate isn't going to look at that and be like, oh, look what he did for his loved one. It's going to find a way, or at least fate will find a way to get you to the place that you're supposed to be, even if it's slightly different. You know, again, I don't genuinely believe in fate in Genshin as much, but I think the idea of like destiny has some credence sometimes. I feel like it's kind of like unavoidable in this game, especially like since like, you know, if you know, the traveler being kind of like the unknown variable outside of this too. Fate does play a part in the story, but I do also believe in the idea of hopefully changing your destiny in some way.
That can't be true. I know it's your voice that I keep hearing in my head, urging me to see how the world is changing, to seek more power, so I can protect the things I love.
This is a tale as old as time in stories, isn't it? I need to protect the person I love, so I have to gain more power to protect her.
You show me disaster, but you won't show me how to avoid it? Why? Why are you doing all this?
My voice. In your head.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god.
So, you hear it too. The voice that steals your mind, gains your trust, and drives you crazy.
So he has that same voice, his own voice in his own head?
It turns out that we are not so different.
Or at least a voice in his head as well.
Vedafilnir just broke into the strangest smile I've ever seen in my life, as if he'd discovered some monumental secret. But then he suddenly switched to looking extremely weary.
Very well then. My advice to you is as follows. You must persevere. Whatever trials and tribulations you may face, be steadfast in the belief that they are your path to the future.
So the answer, so what he's saying is just basically like, yeah, overcome stuff. That's it.
For as long as you live, your story with Thalindis shall not come to an end.
Oh my god.
That is the only chance you have of fighting back against fate.
You know what that leads to, though? If you tell someone no matter what you have to live, no matter what you have to overcome all this stuff, they are going to do everything to get to that point. Everything to survive. Which means, you know, especially when it comes to like a sinner, and we know the context of the sinners is a lot.
It is up to you whether you believe my words. Regardless, that is all I will say on the matter. I have no right to intervene any further.
I will hold you to your word.
Thank you for setting me free. In return, I will tell you one more thing that you cannot afford to
every time
ignore.
he's about to say something, I get so nervous.
Just then, a strange wave of energy rippled through the city. We had no idea what it could mean.
What, like a whole way through the entire city itself?
If I were you, I would head to the Universitas Magistrorum.
Yeah?
The Universitas? Oh no!
Wait, is that where she works?
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon, Rerir.
Oh my god, that was a very sinister way of saying it. Is that where she works? It is where she works, right?
Whatever Vedifalnir said, I didn't catch it. I didn't even help him out of the prison. There was no time to lose.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're back as Nefer, so that's done. Oh no, that is where she works, right? Or at least it's where like there is she's a part of, right? Because again, that's where her division was kind of like separated then and there as well. That whole scene was absolutely incredible with the way. And here's the thing, I don't think there's a lot like to like decipher. For example, are we fighting? Our team is back. Was our team always there? I don't think there's a lot to decipher, if you know what I mean, like in terms of like deeper meanings. I think actually for once, like with the sinners and with Ved and all this stuff too, Ved was kind of pretty straightforward what he was saying. It was like, hey, like, you may want to like take some of the stuff, you know, I want the meat, but I don't want the potatoes. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you're gonna have to eat the bitter pill that fate brings along to you as well. And he even talked about like the voice he heard in his head. He hears that voice too. It's a voice of temptation, begging him to get stronger, begging him to save the things that he loves. And as we said, that's a path that, like, you know, we've seen as old as time in many stories, in many movies, in real life. You know, the idea of someone being like, I have to protect my loved one, I have to do this, I have to become stronger. If I don't become stronger, I won't be able to do this. And like, that can lead down a path of people like maybe bettering themselves, but I think more often than not, when someone is this tempted by the abyss, tempted by, a fear, or like, I guess, tainted by a fear of losing someone in this way, and already you have a skewed moral compass of the things you've been doing beforehand, and your morals change on the dime, it's a very worrying thing for someone to be seeking strength in that way, you know, for sure. Really, 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 really worrying. Now, whatever this means for his beloved, I think we have a team, our team is back here, so I don't know if, like, this is actually going to mean, like, we're, Whoa.
Monsters?
Yeah.
Is this Rhindaughter's doing? Or the Universitas Magistrorum? Out of my way!
So he's saying that this was like Rhindaughter?
We can do it.
Possibly.
As you wish, main
I'm gonna try my best with this team, guys, but I'm not fully versed with how to use this character yet. Or these characters. Someone just told me shoot, you know?
The Universitas. That reminds me of a rumor I once heard.
Which is?
Allegedly, the king installed secret mechanisms in the palace and around the city. No one knows where they are or what kind of power they hold. But if they were ever going to activate, it would probably be on a night like tonight.
Help! Help!
Oh no.
Hold on! Don't let them anywhere near you!
Jumping right into action as well here too.
Save me! I can't! Ah!
That sounded like an explosion. So the rumor is true? The king really went through with it? What other means does the king have at his disposal? They must run on power from the abyss.
Yeah.
And given it's a major center of abyss research, anyone over at the Universitas will be in grave danger. I have to hurry.
Oh, dear freaking Lord. It's like, do you get that feeling when you're watching this, guys, where it's like, oh, I want to see what comes next, but at the same time, too, like, I don't know if I'm ready to see this type of stuff as well. I don't know if I'm ready to see this at all. Holy hell, look, it's a gorgeous place, isn't it? But it's also terrifying at the same time, too. Look at that, defeat the monsters. Do we have to jump down here, fly down here? Like, it's actually insane. Like, look at that.
I see everything.
No more lies.
I don't want Nefer. I forgot how to use Nefer completely, I'll be honest with you. So, like, I'm probably going to focus on my team a little bit more as well. If I can.
This is sheer anarchy. Hunt them down.
Actually, Cloranda's actually, like, pretty, like, crazy to use, right?
Everyone hold hands.
Okay.
Full of wisdom.
I'm switching as soon as possible.
Wings of darkness. Come.
The deception.
Such a cool move.
Can't hide the truth.
I forgot. We used her before, and she's actually. I think it's. Oh, you hold it down, don't you? Yes, you hold it down. It's actually such a crazy move that you can just do it like that. But I've forgotten like the details for sure. I know people are gonna say, "Well, God, it was just 2 weeks ago." We play a lot of games. We do play a lot of games on the channel. You know, we gotta be real here.
Ready.
But I remember you have to like fill these up, right? And then like consume stuff as well, I think.
By royal decree.
Oh, my blood debt collector. What do you want about?
It all adds up. Let's see what you're made of. No more lies.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
And we're doing good. You know what I mean? This team, actually putting Nefer on this team, give me a 5th member, you know? I think what's so fun about Cloranda is just that we're literally just like shooting the hell out of things. we're literally just going bang, 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 bang. Which is pretty fun. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's such a beautiful location, honestly.
Monsters at the Universitas Magistrorum? Why now?
Especially Rift Towns, by the way.
Oh no, they're coming.
Oh, the fear that you would have in this situation as well.
The table won't hold out much longer. The weapons. Where are the weapons? Of course. All the lab equipment was upgraded after the inspection last week, but the new weapons haven't been allocated yet. I'm done for. Is anyone there? I need help!
Oh my god, Rerir's on his way as well.
Stay back! Please stay back! Please!
Like, how could you not be terrified in a situation like this? Wait. Did he get there? And this is only, by the way, saving Thalundis now isn't going to make him feel better. I think it's only going to drive him deeper into a feeling of like, I need to protect her, right? Oh my god.
What's that? Rerir. So the rumors about your
Oh, and she's seeing it clear as day here?
No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave.
Is this the Moon Gate?
Need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
All these illustrations.
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made.
What?
But it's okay, because I found a solution.
Is this the Moon Gate?
I know how to end all this.
What are you talking about?
You can have it back. The normal life you so desire.
That's not what he...
But until then, I'm afraid our wedding will have to wait.
What's the solution she's heading towards here?
Thalundis? No, don't do it! Thalundis! Thalundis!
His one true fear, losing her. You see the anguish on his face? The artwork is... stunning, by the way.
I told you, Rerir. Let her go.
Look at this, and look at the side here.
Find someone better.
It's kind of like an abyss-tainted Rerir.
I won't do it. I have to save her.
By what means exactly?
This is it.
A lonely pawn. You lack the power and the strength.
Oh, this music as well.
Do you know?
No, my God. I'm saying no, even though it already happened. And see, look at his reflection again. Mired with the abyss, one with the abyss in the reflection. Is that Dane?
Rerir, thank goodness.
Oh no, thank goodness he says.
You made it.
Stop! I know it's already happened, but I feel so bad for Dane. Is this when the sinners all took the power? They shared the power? Oh my God, this cutscene, are you kidding? I never thought we'd see something like this, ever. This acquisition of power for the sinners.
Rerir. Rerir.
Huh?
Flindis.
What?
Were you daydreaming?
And Dane was so thankful, by the way.
You still remember, Rerir? That question you
This is
asked
stunning.
me a couple of weeks ago?
It's so stunning.
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place?
All this
to
beautiful
discuss
imagery.
it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice.
Oh my God, never. And the abyss as well. Holy frickin'. That symbol in his eye as well. Look at it seeping, pouring out. And there's the hair changes. Oh my freaking God, guys. Oh my God. And this score is incredible, this music. And she's fading away right then and there. His ambitions to protect, to want to save her, to want to be with her is what led him to do this.
Find you.
To find her.
And then you can give me your answer.
Is that still his ambition, to get an answer of yes or no for the marriage? What the hell? What I'm getting from that was when they got they betrayed Conria in front of Dane and took the power of the abyss for themselves, right? And in that moment, it was Dane's fear of losing to Lindis. I think Lindis went through the moon gate she was talking about. What is that? What they called the portal she was talking about earlier? And now his ambition is not only to protect her but to find her. And in that moment, the reason he took the power of the abyss is because in that moment he needed a power. In that moment he was so overcome. He was like, what power can I have to protect her? What power can I obtain to protect her? And that voice in his head led him towards this once again. And that's the betrayal that Dane was talking about right there in front of him. Everyone betrayed him. Take your share. Right? Take your share of the power. Is that... Did he go into the moon reflection there? You guys maybe can explain that part as well. Did he go into the moon reflection there?
So that's how the Raker of Solnari
Jesus
was born.
Christ.
A monster created by circumstance is a monster all the same.
Yeah.
Viewing other people's thoughts for too long can get uncomfortable. Right now, I'm feeling a strong sense of loathing.
Yeah, as you would. And can I say as well, like, the cutscene was incredible. The artwork is absolutely stunning. All that was absolutely beautiful as well, by the way. To showcase as well, like, you know, the way that they drew the Abyss this time is again, because again, the Abyss is terrifying in Genshin, but they showed this as like a seeping power that was pouring out, right? It was brutal. It looked brutal. As he reached out for her, screaming for her as well.
In a nutshell, the story of Conria is what happens when the truth falls by the wayside Everyone tells little white lies, and before long, you have a huge pack of lies that destroys everything.
So that's what she sees is like all these little lies to each other, all these little, maybe even lying to themselves as well.
Time to get back.
Again, I don't fully. Yeah, maybe I'm right in saying that like what she went through was that gate she was talking about before, the gate she wanted to go in. Because in that moment when she was about to be killed, it seemed that she actually like saw the gate, and when she saw him slashing through the rocks, you know, this is not something an ordinary man could do. She was thinking to herself, okay, so it's true. You are like a warrior. You are someone who like not a warrior, an executioner. And that moment she says, you can have your simple life back. But she felt that he can only do that without her?
His past is filled with sorrow, but the tale of any fallen civilization is one of endless tragedy.
Yes.
Cruel as it may be, that was Conria's fate.
As always, guys, you guys know I'm not as like in tune with lore as other people. I love the lore and stuff like that too, but sometimes like, you know, I don't like, you know, I'm not reading up on lore in between episodes as well.
Everyone, I'm back. Can I get a standing ovation?
Whenever you want, honestly.
Never! How are you holding up? Feeling okay?
She's fine. Boss is a pro.
Yes, I'm fine.
She's gonna have to relay all that stuff as well to us too.
You will have seen the events of Rerir's life through my thoughts. It's
oh, yeah, they
now
saw it,
clear
okay.
that he is just a regular nobody, driven by personal tragedy.
That's the thing. He was an executioner who was a normal person beforehand, whose temptations drove him to accept the power of the Abyss in order to protect his Talundus and now find Talundus. His goal is literally like, and if you boil it down to it, his goal is to have her say yes to this marriage.
I mostly agree. There's only so much we can know about him from his memories alone, but they did give us a clear glimpse into his life in Conria.
Right.
However, I would not consider Rerir to be a nobody. He was deeply involved in the events of that era.
Yeah.
Yet, when the catastrophe of a generation strikes, nobody is safe.
100%. I think, when I said nobody, I mean that he started off as like just an ordinary person, but like he was an executioner who snuffed out a large portion of the, Crimson Moon dynasty.
Sounds to me like you're speaking in riddles again. Is this you urging me not to abandon the people of Nod-Krai in their hour of need?
And that makes sense, right? It's like it's even and Nefer knows this too. Nefer knows this. Like, even if like you aren't involved in the fighting of fighting back against the calamity, you still will get involved in the calamity, you know what I mean? If the Fatui attacks Mondstadt, you can say, well, I'm not fighting the Fatui. Your house is still getting ransacked.
That's not what I meant. Although I do hope you choose to remain a part of the plan. Without you, the mission ahead will be all but impossible.
Yeah, she's a information broker.
Then try to remember that I respond better to the carrot than the stick. And I don't appreciate being bossed around.
She has her ways around Nefer for sure, though, right?
Now, as for you, Missy.
Missy?
You were excellent. You stuck to the rules of the ceremony and kept your mouth shut the entire time. Bravo.
Cool. So, can you fill me in on the deets now? Most of what I saw went right over my head.
I mean, it's not all clear to me either.
Patience. You'll hear the whole story, don't you worry. But let's meet up with the others first. It will save me narrating it twice.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to be like a little bit confused on some stuff. It's not all going to be completely clear.
Yehoda?
Yes, boss. Let me get that door
I
for
love
ya.
Yehoda so much. It was really heavy.
That's more like it. For a moment there, I was worried you'd forgotten about the first clause of your employment contract.
Which is?
Forgive my curiosity, but what does the first clause say?
It says I gotta do the annoying stuff that boss is too lazy to do for herself. Like opening the door,
the smile on Nefer's face.
Yada yada.
Is that right?
If something is in the contract, it's because she willingly agreed to it. Rest assured that the curatorium abides by the very strictest of labor policies. You don't seriously think I'm cruel enough to treat her like my slave?
I know you care about it, Yehoda.
In any case,
I know you care about Yehoda.
I've hardly shied away from my share of the work today. Hope I don't catch Flintz and Varka lounging about in their chairs, enjoying a leisurely cup of tea.
You can grab them both by the ear if you do.
There's nothing I dislike more than other people enjoying themselves while I'm hard at work.
Neph's personality is so fierce, so strong. There's a fun bitterness to her sometimes too, right? What happened?
Oh no.
What? What?
Sorry to disturb you, but we seem to have run into some trouble.
What's happened? This music, what the hell are you doing?
Evidently so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves.
What?
I'm not that kind of boss. And it would go against the Curatorium's labor policy.
Did we just travel to Sumeru? Did we just travel to Sumeru?
I'm sorry. What did you hear me say? I wasn't talking about labor policy.
Wait, what happened here?
Wait.
Did she just skip a bunch of...
How long have I been standing
What
here?
the hell is happening? Is it because she was like doing that mind stuff, maybe mess with her mind?
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago.
The door? What's that? What?
Boss, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow I hallucinated that whole scene back inside the office.
Wait, so like that we're still inside Rerir's mind?
Hallucinated? But how?
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here are just a result of pawns moving across the chessboard in a carefully calculated manner. And nobody has access to this chess set but me.
So somebody manipulated this? That is terrifying. I thought we traveled to Sumeru somehow.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But yes, it's a special technique of mine.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
I love hearing Zach's voice.
Only once. It was the first time I used the chess set.
And who did that? Who manipulated it?
Is there any similarity between what happened then and what's happening now?
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent, which was also the case my first time.
Okay, so maybe it's because it was so heavy. It was so heavy that like you got caught in it.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The first clause of your contract clearly states that I only need your help with things that I'm too lazy to do myself.
Oh my god.
Meaning you're not feeling lazy right now?
I mean, like, right now I get a boost of energy, like even out of fear, you know?
Meaning this is not something Yehoda can help with. The chess set is a personal treasure that I alone understand. I must be the one to find our way out of here.
Boss, it's fine. Really. Let me do something useful.
I think we ought to leave it to Nefer, though. No offense to Yehoda, because Yehoda's very good at her job as well, 100%.
Oh, listen to you. Whatever would I do without you, Yehoda?
Yeah, Yehoda's a great worker, but I genuinely think we need to leave this to Nefer.
What? Really?
Yes, really.
Yes, really. Where would I ever find another employee
you love her.
as obedient
Don't even lie.
and servile as you? God forbid anything ever
I was
happens
with
to
Yehoda
you.
on a mission. She is amazing at her job.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I was thinking of fetching some water. There's gotta be a source around here somewhere. I suggest everyone finds someplace comfortable to take a rest. We gotta conserve our energy. Even though all this chess malarkey doesn't exist in a physical sense, mentally speaking, it's all real. And so is our tiredness and fatigue.
Very wise.
You don't want to dismiss mental fatigue.
Not at all.
Just because it isn't physical doesn't mean it's any less serious. But anyway, I got your backs, so don't worry about a thing.
Thank you, Yehoda. Thank you so much.
Don't I have the best employees? Jealous much?
We're all jealous. We'd love to have Yehoda like with us all the time.
If we can find a suitable time, I'd love to borrow Yehoda for a day
Okay,
to help
guys.
out at the Frost Moon Scions. Would you be amenable to that, boss?
Come on, guys. You have to get a commission.
Oh, Lama. Have I ever told you just how pretty you are?
Oh, why?
Beauty runs from the tips of your antlers to the depths of your imagination.
She's like, even your thought process is beautiful.
Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules will apply. That means stay focused and no talking no matter what we encounter.
Sure.
And don't disturb the chess pieces. You have my word that I will get us all out of here.
This is Sumeru, right? This is Sumeru. Can we check the map somehow? This is Sumeru. No, we're here. Oh, that's so interesting, right? Maybe this isn't Sumeru, genuinely Sumeru, but it seems like it seemed like Sumeru to me. Guys, I've been recording this episode now for, I think, and I could be wrong with the timing, but definitely over 3 hours for sure. So we will be taking a little bit of a break here, and we'll come back in the next one with the rest of this stuff. So much has happened already. I know I'm a yapper, but like I'm never gonna apologize for that whatsoever. Just end of. And I'm very happy with who I am as a potion. We can end like before you do anything else. First of all, we're gonna be leaving here. Yeah, I don't mind having to do the content again 100%. Like, in fact, it probably might help. You know what I mean? Going through it all again. But we can leave here. And again, I know like most creators will be doing it like all in one go. If Genshin was the only thing I was doing like 100%, I have no problem doing it. But I think you guys understand like how like it does take a while for me to get into everything. I would be sitting here for basically another, you know, minimum 2 hours possibly, because I heard this one is way longer than the other ones before. We can end on a few wishes though. We'll end on a few wishes and on this banner, and then we'll call it a day after talking about all this stuff as well, right? I think that's the best way to go about it. And again, please help me understand like a lot of the stuff that was happening there as well. I'll talk about like what my thoughts on what will happen in this episode is, and then maybe you guys can like fill in some gaps there as well. It would help me out so greatly. I know it's like, you know, we have seen a lot of this like knowledge before, and we're just kind of seeing a lot of this stuff, but I think you guys understand as well from my perspective as well. Like, as I said, like I'm not always like, you know, as involved in lore as everyone else is. So there's always a thing where like I would definitely like to like, you know, get some gaps filled in as well, 100%. We can stand here with Clarand, right? Yeah. Okay, so my interpretation of what happened there at the end was that Dane saw what happened to Ved, and Ved had his eyes gouged out basically for giving a warning to the Vincer King, basically telling him that if he keeps going the way he's going, Conria will fall. And in this process, he showed him that something that the Vincer King didn't want to see, which is basically like the idea that he could fail, and that the idea that this is the wrong thing to do. And to prevent him from ever like seeing any vision again, he basically gouged his eyes out and basically said like, you know, I don't want you to be able to see stuff that I don't want to see this stuff. Which again is like delusional. I think there's a lot of delusional stuff that goes along in this mission so far. I think it's like you could use the word delusional to describe almost every character in this whole mission. And I think the delusion that comes along with this too definitely is like so apparent with like obviously the Vincer King. I think it's also with Rerir. I think it's also with Talindis as well, but like obviously on different levels too. So then Dane, you know, started a rebellion, a revolt, a coup to save his brother. And he basically brought along with him Sertologi, Rerir, and some of the the people who would become like basically like the five sinners as well. Like that's who he brought along with him as well in order to save his brother. But in the process of doing that, he was betrayed by the people, the five sinners who would become the five sinners. And in that moment, they accepted their share of that like crazy abyssal power and became the five sinners, and in the process also like betrayed Conria and didn't want to actually help Conria in the end as well. Dane saw this all happen in front of him, and Rerir, the reason they all had their own reasons for taking their abyssal power, all of the temptations that brought them to this abyssal power, but his reason for taking this abyssal power was he saw the woman he loved enter into the moon gate after he finally revealed his true self to her, showing that he was like some sort of like crazy, not crazy, but like, well, like, you know, you could say he was crazy. Showed like this absolutely like you know, showed her who he truly was. She entered into the Moongate, and in the process of her entering into the Moongate, he like followed her, trying to find her, but the only way I guess he did this is that what I meant by the moon's reflection, by the way, where he got lost. So maybe he was like always there until recently, and he basically accepted the abyssal power in order to protect her and to follow her and to get the answer, which is crazy that it boils down to he accepted the abyssal power to get the answer of, will you marry me? You know what I mean? It's an insane but like very interesting way of putting this. And that's my interpretation of what happened at the end there in the cutscene he saw there. He saw this happy time that he had. By the way, it's a beautiful cutscene. Absolutely gorgeous, with some beautiful artwork. But it's a tragedy, as you know, we saw there as well, an absolute tragedy that anything like that could happen. And tragedy leads to tragedy. As Llama said, that no one is like going to be safe when it comes to a calamity. And in the end, the sinners took the power from themselves and their own benefit in order to, and at the same time ignored that the plight of Conry in the end, which is so crazy to me as well, because like Dane, you know, we always knew Dane had a bitterness towards him, but like, how could you not know? Because again, we knew they betrayed Conry, we knew they betrayed Dane, right? You know, like at least like to that extent. So like seeing it there and seeing Dane on the ground, and like he's already seen the other four betray him, and then he turns around and he goes, Rerir, oh my god, it's you! And Rerir's like, yeah, buddy, I'm taking it too. Like, the bitterness and the hatred that would boil up inside you, probably betrayal at first, then hatred would boil up inside you. And then Dane became like, you know, that's the sword, what's it called? I forget what the name of it is, but he like became like kind of like a big legend in Conry then after that as well. But like, that's my interpretation of what happened in the final scene. Incredible stuff, really dark stuff. And it's honestly like really like terrifying in a way too, like what we had to witness today. If I can talk about like, everything that went on here today as well. We kind of started off with like an amazing scene with like Albedo showing up, Dane showing up, Durin showing up, and it was like a really fantastic moment. It was great to see Albedo. It was great to see the new design of Durin. I think the design of Durin, as I said, is very vibrant. It keeps the cuteness of him as well, while also having like a really cool relation to like a dragon as well. I actually love the design a lot. The way I would describe it is very cute and adorable, and it feels very Durin. I feel like they did a perfect job of creating a human version of that cute little dragon we saw before as well. And Albedo obviously like is, you know, helping out Durin at the same time too, and he's learning like social skills from Albedo too, which is like so adorable too, but like obviously like not the best person to learn social skills from sometimes as well. They all have like a meeting together, and they kind of come to terms with like what they're going to have to find out here, and I believe what they're going to find out is like, is it possible to defeat him? It is Rerir, by the way. His past and what he wants. And it's kind of all divvied up in a way here too, where Nefer's going to find out the last two things. And because obviously Albedo was big into alchemy, he's going to be the one to find out the first thing. And he is amazing when it comes to alchemy as well, too. We were told that the five sinners basically, like, you know, the Abyss played on their desires and gave them temptation to move. To become what they became, the sinners themselves. So like we saw that with Rerir and his temptations. We saw that with Rhindaughter and Sertologi and Ved and all these people that wanted something more out of their lives and had this temptation in their mind. I guess that voice in their head, because Ved even said later on like, oh, you have that voice too. So I bet everyone had that voice in their head. And I wonder if it manifests in different ways. I wonder if like Ved's voice inside of Rerir's head was because he sees, because Ved had that first moment where he kind of like not scoffed, yeah, he was very silent when Rerir talked about his marriage. So I wonder if his voice manifested as Rerir, whereas for Ved he had a different voice, maybe Rhindaughter had a different voice too, but that temptation drew them into becoming like what they were, and their hunger for the Abyss as well. Dane also mentioned, like as we saw there as well, like the idea of like what happened to Ved and how they betrayed Dane in the end also. It's something that's obviously made him very, very bitter too. They were talking about as well how like the three moons are kind of back in three different separate entities, but the power that Columbina has isn't fully there yet, so she's going to have to like level up a bit, you know what I mean? And it's because Tevat has never truly been her home. It's always been sapping energy from her, that she never really has had like a stable environment to kind of like gain power. She's only been losing power. And also, she says something really sweet there as well, which I love the scene. She talks about how like she's actually just wants to help everyone out of like a really sense of gratitude, not out of like some transactional relationship. Beautiful stuff. Great journey here for Columbina as well. But yeah, like I'm really hoping that at some point maybe like we'll see like what it's like when she has her full power. She's such an amazing character, and like this whole scene as well was just a really great, like, it started off really fun. It was really charming to hear everyone's the comedic moments and the fun moments. And then also, like, you could really feel like this call to action. Everyone truly is like showing how dangerous Rerir is. And as I said, Rerir set the pacing of the other act, and this time around Rerir is setting the expectations of this act as well, where everyone's choices are being like changed due to like what they want to do based on like how do I say this properly? He set the pacing for the second act because we were moving like with Rerir as fast as Rerir was going, or trying to follow with what Rerir was doing. And this time around too, we're trying to figure out how to defeat him. And he is once again the big topic of conversation. And again, he is moving everybody into action once again. I feel like Rerir is like obviously like the big thing that we're obviously trying to stop here. Of course he is. And again, as we said, is it possible to defeat him? What's his past and what does he want? We had this beautiful thing where we followed Rerir with Nefer as well. And we saw like some really horrible stuff. Like this whole thing with like the kids being destroyed and killed. Let's just say with the kids being killed. We even saw like a scene where all the kids were like laying down around him, and he was like crossing out their faces on the ground. Like on the ground. Sorry, I'm like so jumbled up right now, guys. I'm recording a little bit later than I usually do. He was crossing out their faces on the table and like kind of like making excuses as to why it's okay to like, get rid of these kids. And it's acknowledged even by the people around him, because like you have people closing the windows as he walks by because like, oh, there he is pretending again that he's something that he's not. It's all been lies. As Nefer was saying, it's all based upon lies. All their lives are based upon lies, everybody. And in his way, he like lied to himself in believing that what he was doing was like the correct thing to do, and then he lied to Thalundis as well. He convinced himself that he is still a good person. And what changes that? Not the realization that what he's doing is wrong because he's, ending the life of these people and like ending the life of these children. He realizes it because, once again, a very selfish reason. Let's just be honest here. It is a selfish reason. He sees his loved one on the piece of paper. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, I have to, like, do something about this. Now it's wrong. Now it's immoral. Which is why I can't, like, truly praise him for, like, letting a little girl go and letting her not, like, die. Because I think that's one of the things where it's like, I can be like, oh my god, like, yo, he has, like, a speck of, like, morals, you know what I mean? But the first things first, you don't get brownie points for letting a freaking child go. You don't get that. That's the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum. Secondly, I also think it's freaking crazy to like to not mention that he did it because he was worried about losing his loved one. Again, it was a kind of a selfish reason. All of a sudden, it changed because he didn't want to kill Thalundis. That's what it was. Yeah. Rerir asks Ved to basically like see the future. He doesn't want him to see it at first, but then he tells him that basically like, that wedding that you're gonna have, you're inviting me to the wedding, but you see that more of like as a wish that hopefully the wedding will happen rather than something as a fact. It's not a fact that this wedding will happen, and he kind of like mentions this like outright. You don't know if this is gonna happen, so stop trying to act like it's gonna happen. And I think in this case too, like Ved brings up the idea once again of like, seeing all this stuff is mind-numbing. It's destructive. It's the idea of like seeing the future constantly, but knowing that you can't really fight against it most times would drive you crazy. I equated to like reading people's minds as well. It would be like a horrible thing to be able to read people's minds and you have to understand like what they're saying at all times. It seems like something you would like to do, like see into the future. I mean, I know I'm using a bad example here. Look at That's So Raven. Yes, she was able to prevent stuff in the future 100%, but like it always led to like really bad consequences and bad situations for her where she had to get out of as well. So it's obviously like gonna like, nag on his mind. I love that I brought up like That's So Raven for this as well. But yeah, another really incredible scene. And I think that's what's amazing about these scenes too. Even the scenes where he's crossing off the names of the children. Even the scene where he realizes about his fiance, I guess, or like not even fiance, wanting, what would you say, like future fiance, girlfriend, I guess. All these scenes are incredibly tense. They're harrowing to watch. They are so brutal and honest in so many ways, like so interesting and layered. And this is the same thing with the conversation with Rerir and Ved. You can sense a tension there with like Rerir has that like feeling of like eventually like I'm gonna have to make a choice, or I could lose Thalundis, and that's what this whole thing has been. I could actually lose Thalundis in this situation, and he's gonna try and prevent that in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like that temptation that then plagues him, manifesting as Ved makes sense because Ved is the one that told him about basically like if you get married to her, it's not gonna end right. It's not gonna end in a perfect way. Like your future isn't perfect with her. So it's always like in the back of his mind. And we even see that like, when he's doing the training as well, like that voice in his head telling him like, you think just because you do everything clean and you don't leave any traces behind that you're like some professional? No, you're a killer. That's what you are. And it's a really like dark scene, but again, so harrowing, but also, and it's horrible to say they're incredible. They're incredibly tense scenes. They are. They're so well written. They kind of like, as I said, grab your head and force you to look at what's happening here. And it feels horrible. It feels horrible to see what's happening here too. Orlog asks Thalundis to kill Rerir, and she pushes back at him. She's like, I'm not going to do this. But he kind of says like, you think you can do, she wants to convince the Vince again. Sorry, I'm all over the place, guys. I really am all over the place, but it is later than I'm usually recording. So I'm trying to get my thoughts out. They're a bit jumbled. She basically says she wants to try and convince Rerir and the Vincer King, and he laughs because he's seen the horrors that have already come, his way. And the same thing happened with that little girl as well. Because she said the same thing. Was it Fithir? It's like, it's delusion to kind of like think that you can do anything to prevent this. What's happening right now is absolutely horrific, and we've seen all the suffering and the killings and all the death that's happened to our people, where to the point that like only like kids and like people who are like less able-bodied are left. And you're going to try and convince the Vincer King. Again, I think that is like really well written again, because there's the delusion there and there's lies in your own head. Rerir is lying to himself about the idea of like, oh, that he's a good person. Then he lies to himself of this way that he can like, prevent all of this from happening. And then there's lies in Thalundis' head that she can convince Rerir. There's lies in her head that she can convince the Vincer King. All of these lies that are going through their mind, which is what Nefer was probably referring to as well. And these kids are pointing it out to Thalundis. Like, you think you can do this? That is foolish. Orlog even says, like, he's a blind fool. What was it? A petty miser. A petty man with a miser's heart. Someone who, like, takes and takes but never actually spends or gives or anything like that too. And he basically says, if you do not get rid of Rerir, Conria will fall. Because he is one of the main reasons why this research has, like, probably gone forth so far, is because he's been, like, snuffing out the members of the Crimson Rune dynasty to the point that there's, like, barely any opposition left, leaving kind of an opening for the Vincer King in that way too. But yeah, they talk about how the idea that basically like the Vincer King has changed, his orders have changed, they've become more extreme ever since the Abyss has taken over him. And again, once again, we see what the Abyss can do to people, that can taint people. And we talked about the other stuff after that at the start as well. The idea of the betrayal and Dane being betrayed and how they like accepted it. So I won't talk about that again. We just literally talked about that at the start of this too. But that's how like I interpret the story. I think it's incredible what they've done here. As I said, it's disgusting at times. It's so well written. It's so dark, but I think they've done such a good job at it at the same time too. Because again, if it's making you feel something like that, while maybe not everyone's a fan of that. I wouldn't say I'm like, oh, I love feeling this way, but I think you can appreciate going away from a game and like feeling something rather than nothing, And we have so many happy times and so many great times in Genshin that like you have to balance it out sometimes and give us these really, really dark moments as well. And these were some dark situations that we had to like face head on. And I think the only way, and like, yes, you could argue that it's so hard to look at those kids who are on the ground, they're lying on the ground. And I would agree with you, but I think that's what Genshin does sometimes. And again, this is the most extreme we've ever seen it, but they will literally sometimes grab the back of your head, turn your head and make you look at something right in front of you. Like, they don't shy away from doing this at all. It is 100% something that they constantly do. And I think it was needed to really drive home the fact of what Rerir did, what the Abyss does, that temptation that comes with it, what happened in Conria, what happened to the dynasties, the Blood Moon Dynasty, the Crimson Moon Dynasty. All that stuff like had to be done to really drive home the horrors that happened in Conria. And they showcase that there so well. There's beautifully complicated characters, as we said, and they're all there right in front of us, whether it's Thalundis or Rerir. The five sinners, seeing them take their power, I never thought we'd get to see something like that. The cutscenes are absolutely beautiful as well. This whole thing in one package was, again, lovely at the start, terrifying in the middle, shocking at the end, because we ended up in like what seems to me looks like the desert in Sumeru, right? That's what it looks like as well. So there's something that's going to happen there, maybe in the desert in Sumeru, which I think is incredible too, that they're bringing us there. But all of this is in the aim of understanding who Rerir is. And right now I understand him as a person who used to be ordinary, became an executioner, tried to lie about himself about that he was like doing something correct and doing something right. He became tempted by the Abyss, tainted more and more, till he accepted the Abyss's power so he could go in and find his future, in his eyes, future wife that went into the Moon Gate. And that's his goal, is to hear her say yes or no, yes or no to the answer. But also, it's kind of like one of those things where he's always wanted to keep her safe. And we've seen stories like that before. And I'm not saying it's derivative, by the way. I think it's like the tale as old as time. I want power to keep like my loved ones safe. But like, again, power corrupts people. And in this case, the Abyss definitely corrupted a lot of people here as well. As you saw with that betrayal as well. Such an interesting story. Such incredible stuff here. I love the mini games in the middle. I love the way that like they really drive home like all of the stuff that like Nefer can do. I think Nefer as a character becomes more interesting as time goes on too. I love that they have some levity with some comedy in between there too. I'm glad they did that. The introduction of Durin at the start was fantastic. The bringing back of Albedo, all this stuff was really amazing. Like, even though I'm coming away from this feeling like so bad for like a lot of the characters in this and feeling so terrible and in a way like feeling disgusted, I still think that what they did with the writing is incredible too. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting this series, and I'll see you once again next Thursday for more of this act. And yeah, I had such a I want to say good time, but I wouldn't say good time. I had a time with this. It was a time, and it was pretty freaking horrific, honestly. Yeah, thank you so much to Typhar2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Yuld, Radish, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Anusa, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Bianum, and the highest tier on my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.